that New York Football Giants are going to be the second best team in that division. They will finish ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. And what their thing was at 8.5, they will be a 10-win team. I won't sign Bucks extension unless everybody's on the same page.
Okay,
so that's
yeah,
big.
I saw that, yeah.
That's big because
he's a Raptor.
Arguably the best. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BTR podcast.
Before we get started, remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
As always, make sure you guys follow our Instagram. We want to thank you guys for 100 followers. Let's get that to 200. We post pretty much daily on all shorts platforms, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And also to our audio listeners, shout out Brussels, right, Joven?
Shout out Brussels.
If you guys, we love your guys' support as well. Any of you guys that do want to listen instead of watching on the car ride home, whatever audio platform you guys listen to, make sure you guys download it. And if you enjoy it, give us a 5-star rating. Without further ado, massive episode for you guys. Probably should be a fun one. NFL starting in 2 weeks, right? So we obviously teased and mentioned previous episodes.
NFL season, definitely what I look forward to most recently because I got into that. But one thing that sucks about starting an NFL season, school starts then too. Yeah. Right? So that sucks.
So that NFL season. So like I said, we're going to be doing our, as you could tell by the title, our predictions in the over-under total wins. And this is based off of DraftKings, not sponsored. We don't gamble ourselves. So whatever we pick here, bet at your own risk.
Yeah. These are like our predictions.
These are our predictions. We're just using them as our prediction guideline of what it is, right? For those of you guys don't know what an over-under is, you get a line and it's like 11.5. Now, people at home might be thinking, what does the half mean? It just means that you don't pick the tie at 11. Yeah. So if you're picking 11 wins, you're under. If you're picking 12 and over, you're over. It's pretty simple. We're going to get into it in a little bit because there are some big NFL news. For those of you guys that are here for other sports, we still hope you guys tune in for the NFL, but we will be talking soccer, NBA, MLB, NHL, even some boxing later on as well. But for the first bit, back to the NFL news. And keep looking forward to, we're going to be doing rankings. We're going to be doing a tier list video, like how we do with our other sports, like our predictions. And we'll do a season preview as well. That will be coming down the line. But let's get right into it. Some NFL news. The running back market. A signing has happened. And obviously, Jobin is kind of hoping it's Jonathan Taylor related.
It ain't Jonathan Taylor related.
So, Josh Jacobs, who hasn't signed his franchise tag tender, has signed a 1-year deal. Only thing he could sign is a 1-year deal now, worth $12 million. Were you quick reaction? We don't have to go too much into this. Were you surprised it was more than Saquon?
Yeah, obviously, just because I think Saquon is the better player, but Josh Jacobs is coming off a career year as well, like leading the league in rushing. But I mean, you can't really extend too much, right? Is there like a gap?
What do you mean?
Like, you can't go. Can you go up to 1 year, 20 mil?
Probably.
You can, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, no, I'm not surprised too much, but that he signed. But I thought Saquon would have wanted more, in my opinion.
I'm not surprised he signed, obviously, because at the end of the day,
you gotta
tuning into next year, we potentially might have Jonathan Taylor on the market. Saquon Barkley's gonna be on the market. Josh Jacobs and other top, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, all these guys are going to be back on the market, and obviously some up-and-coming names that I don't know at the top of my head who might be, guys like Austin Eckler, for example. The reason why I was surprised, Saquon is the feature in New York. I don't think Jacobs is the feature in the Raiders. Because I value Devontae Adams more. I'm basing it off last year as well, so I understand it's Jimmy Garoppolo there now. And based on that. And I know Josh McDaniel's a head coach, and he does go running back schemes too. We could tell when they won the Super Bowl with Sony Michel with the Patriots days. But I think Devontae Adams is still that main feature.
So he's their best weapon.
Yeah. And Saquon's the best weapon in New York. So that's where I was surprised.
And did they get Darren Waller? But I would still give it to Saquon, right?
For right now, yeah. But from what I'm hearing, Darren Waller is killing
it, right?
So, yeah, Josh Jacobs is on the market. And other running back related, Jonathan Taylor is the biggest story still everybody's waiting for, even us as Colts fans.
Well, we got
no update yet.
1 day left now.
But yeah, when this comes out. So yeah, Tuesday is supposed to be the deadline. Roster cuts have already begun. You know, some not really big names have been dropped yet. But moving on, we were talking about the Giants, Saquon Barkley. This trade shocked me. And it's Isaiah Simmons, former 8th overall pick for the Arizona Cardinals, was traded to the Giants for a 7th round pick.
Okay, that's where I'm like, what the hell?
So, you know me, when I hopped on the Arizona bandwagon was when that year.
Yeah, right. They got DeAndre Hopkins.
And then they added Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of off that bandwagon because both of these guys are gone now and Kyler is injured because I'm also rooting for Kyler Murray.
You're going to be rooting for Caleb Williams soon.
Who knows? But no, I understand he may have not lived up to that potential he was supposed to because people were saying that he could have easily been a top 4 pick, right? That was the Joe Burrow draft, if I'm not mistaken. Because Justin Herbert went before. So it
2018, right?
Yeah, no. No,
or 2019? What was the Burrow draft?
18 or 19, but Joe...
I'll just quickly check.
Yeah, you double check. But I know it was Joe Burrow, the Tua draft. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Because we were watching college football because I'm a huge Trevor Lawrence fan as well, right?
Yeah, that's when we started watching it.
Yeah, so like Isaiah Simmons was like supposed to be the best defensive player. I think Akuda went early. Are you playing up the draft right now?
Bro, it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2020.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like 2018 was Quentin, I think.
Yeah, 2018 was Quentin. Yeah.
So yeah, 2020 because I was mixing. I thought T-Law was 2020, but he was 2021. So yeah, 2020.
It was the COVID stuff.
Yeah, okay, I remember because we went to our cousin's house to play football after. Yeah, we were talking about it. But no, who was third? Was that Akuda?
Third?
Yeah.
Let me check.
I might be throwing off everything right now.
I think you were throwing me off too.
It was Burrow. It was Bosa. No. It was Kyler and Bosa. It was Burrow and I forgot who went second. Chase Young.
Yeah, it was Akuda. It was Burrow, Young, Akuda, Andrew Thomas, then Tua, Justin Herbert. Then Carolina Panthers select Derek Brown, and then it was Isaiah Simmons at 8.
So there were people like, because once Tua went off, Chargers fans are like, okay, if it's not Tua, because at the time Herbert wasn't what Herbert is now, and they're saying, go get me Isaiah Simmons because he's such a versatile defender.
Yeah, he's like his snaps, I think, whatever his first 200 snaps are like all mixed up from like slot corner, outside corner, D-line, linebacker. Like he legit is everywhere. Safety. Yeah,
and then so he has that talent, and now I don't know how much he didn't fit in whoever was it, Vance Joseph. Yeah, Vance Joseph's scheme. Now they obviously added Jonathan Gannon as the head coach, who was the Philly DC, and I don't think Vance Joseph is there anymore. So that's surprising to me, and he's joining Wink Martindale. And
he's gonna be happy.
Wink Martindale was
Baltimore's
DC, and he was solid there. Like Baltimore didn't have issues on the defensive side. Sorry,
it did not at all. Okay, am I surprised he got traded? Yes, but
no.
But what I am more surprised about is that they only got a 7th back.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised he got traded in a sense because they had to pay him, and they felt like they didn't need to pay him. But
how do you only get a 7th?
Yeah, like there's no way you get a 7th only.
What do you think?
I would have given what did CJ Henderson go for or Akuda go for?
I don't even remember, bro.
Yeah,
but like
they went
I think my personal
mid-rounder.
Is going to be like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah,
maximum because he did not live to his hype. That's for sure.
For sure,
right?
But
so it's not
there's
gonna be
potentials there.
There's still potential there. That is 100%. And then Wink Martindale is like smiling right now because he's really happy. He got someone who could play everywhere.
They upgraded, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit more when we do our over under. You might get a hint where I'm going with this because it's kind of deja vu for me when he got drafted by Arizona, but now flip it to that side. But defensively, they have Kayvon Thibodeau up top, Dexter Lawrence up top, and the D line. You add Bobby Okereke, in my opinion, and I get it, we're Colts fans, and you're going to agree with me. Solid linebacker, probably one of the most underrated linebackers. Yes, he's not Shaq Leonard, Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, and all these guys, but
he's going to get the job
for what
done.
He did last year when Shaq was out,
he's going to kill it for them as well.
And then I'm not sure who their safeties are really.
I think they have a young guy in Julian Love who's pretty solid as well. And freaking, you could just chuck in Isaiah Simmons wherever.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm shocked that it was the 7th. I saw that trade a couple of days ago in the morning when I received the notification, and I'm like, holy hell! Like, there's no way he just went for a 7th only.
Yeah,
and he's gonna be motivated as well, right? And his contract year that also helps. But
and then Wink Martindale will help too.
The Giants are doing something.
The Giants are looking nice, but they're also in a very tough division.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second here. All right, next one, big trade again. 49ers officially traded away Trey Lance to the Dallas Cowboys. And we were talking last episode where we would want to see him. We mentioned Arizona as a spot. And either way, I don't think they were going to be much if they're tanking, quote-unquote tanking. Arizona also traded away Josh Jones, by the way. And they brought in Josh Dobbs.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Even if Trey Lance went to, like, Arizona, I don't think he was going to make them, like, over the top, anything. Like, whoever the quarterback was, whatever. Obviously, Raiders is a name I threw out there, and
Raiders,
and I threw out Atlanta. I think those are the three main ones I threw out, and kind of Washington, but at the same time, not too much either. Because I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Sam Howell, but Washington and Atlanta are in the similar path. But Atlanta already has Heineke, your boy,
so best backup in the league.
But yeah, so they for just a 4th, and Buffalo was interested. So Dallas is giving up a 4th that won the sweepstakes. I guess sweepstakes. I'm putting in air quotes. I actually don't mind this because Dak is up for a contract and we don't know if he's going to get extended. Dak came off an injury and a pretty bad year.
Yeah, I
15, 16 interceptions.
I think 12 games, and he has
so over an
more interceptions. I think.
Yeah, so
he averaged around close to or at least over an interception a game.
Yeah,
last year.
Then you bring in Trey Lance and he could learn off of Dak himself.
But Trey Lance is going to be a solid replacement, right? They're a solid backup, right? Obviously,
he went 3rd for a reason.
That's true. But the thing with this is, if Dak, this is going to put pressure on Dak, because if Dak messes up, Trey Lance is getting into the game. Yeah, that's for sure.
They still have Cooper Rush, who was solid for them, but I'm putting Trey Lance. Even though he couldn't fit QB3 with those QBs in San Francisco, there's a different scheme and all that stuff, right? But yeah, no, this puts pressure on Dak. I agree with you. And for Dallas side of things, I think it's a good spot, good backup spot for Buffalo if it would have went down as well. But that one is solidified Josh Allen no matter what, right? Yeah. At least with this one, he has an opportunity. And remember when we were having this bust convo? I'm not ready to put Trey Lance as a bust. Now, it seems like he's a bust because look how much they gave up for him and he didn't pan out. But it wasn't even his fault fully because he literally was injured. He got injured, and then the bust part comes in where he couldn't win the job back. But at the same time, this one is
So this is going to be his 3rd year. His 1st year, he sat out.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Garoppolo started.
Yeah.
Right? I guess they want to be okay, no, watch.
Ease him in.
Yeah, ease him in type of thing. Year 2, I think he went.
He had an okay first game. Then the game he got hurt was a second game, and he was actually decent.
Yeah, and then he got hurt second game, obviously out for the year.
Yeah.
And then
Brock Purdy showed up.
Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. And Brock Purdy just never looked back, basically.
And he still won the job. And Sam Darnold somehow won the job. But Trey Lance was looking okay at training camp too. So, yeah, no. From him, I can't say a bust. It's too early for me to call a bust.
Yeah, right? I agree with that.
Like Greg Oden, you call it a bust because he couldn't live up because of the injuries. I don't call it a bust because it's an injury, right? Like Josh Rosen now at this point is a bust. At the time he got traded from Arizona for Kyler Murray, he wasn't a bust for me because he didn't get the proper opportunity. But then he went to multiple spots, didn't pan out. I need to see Trey Lance and see how he does in other teams before I consider a bust. But I get the argument of why he's a bust because this is the trade package, essentially. It was 3 or 4
first round picks, right? Yeah.
It was to Miami. And those picks turned out to be Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. They flipped the pick for Tyreek Hill. So I'm saying what they used the picks for. Tyreek Hill. They used one of the picks for Bradley Chubb. And they used another one for a linebacker named Channing Tindall. So they drafted 2 guys and they traded those picks for 2 guys.
Those absolute studs.
Miami is looking nice right now.
It was clear who won that trade.
Yeah.
It's clear.
I hope Trey Lance figures it out because he's in that same Anthony Richardson situation where he didn't get much reps, and it did not help that COVID also happened when he was supposed to play, and he was part of a conference where they just played one game and that's it, and where North Dakota State played at. So there's that news right there, and I think that's it mainly.
And I think that covers the big news.
But is this last question? Is this the worst draft trade you've seen that you can remember?
100%, right? Like San Francisco.
What about New York?
They took
Jets?
a big L.
What about New York Jets with the Colts? They took Sam Darnold for Quentin Nelson and was it Braden Smith?
Yeah, but no, it's this, man. You got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, but no, that's a big one too, right?
Yeah, it's a big one, but like nothing.
That could have like the Jets O-line is in question marks, which we'll get into.
Nothing compares to this.
But yeah,
nothing compares to this.
This is insane. Like, we don't know like what those picks are for Hill and Chubb, but it doesn't matter for Miami side of things at the end of the day.
Right, they got what they wanted.
Yeah. So 49ers looking nice there. But okay, let's go on to the main topic that we were supposed to talk about.
The thing is quickly, yeah, but like it's not like 49ers are still in a shit situation. Like they're still fine, right? Like
I still have some hope for Sam Darnold now in general. Like I know
I don't know.
I kind of do.
No,
but he won the backup job over Trey Lance.
Yeah, he's a backup at best.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm still hoping that if he goes in, that he'll get resurrected.
Maybe one game.
Who knows? I hope injuries don't happen. I'm hoping injuries don't happen.
But he's gonna have one good game.
But we don't know. Like Brock Purdy's gonna have pressure now because he knows that like, okay, I'm the guy now, and let's see what happens.
Yeah,
right?
but
we'll talk about that. But no, I'm just
Darnold's.
Like I know for you, he's a bust.
Darnold has no hope. Yeah, it's a bust, 100%.
For me, I'm hoping
it's a bust.
He's a bust, but I'm holding hope. Is what I'm saying. Okay. Some way, somehow. Because when with Carolina, he started doing bad once Christian McCaffrey got hurt. So that's all I gotta say for that. But you ready to go into the main topics?
Yeah.
All right. So let me just pull that up here. You have the schedule out. We're gonna go based on whatever that schedule says that you have. So it's gonna go random. It's going in alphabetical order. It looks like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we start off with Arizona.
Yeah, start off with Arizona.
Okay. So they're over under, and they're supposed to be projected the worst team in general. They're supposed to be the worst.
In the NFL.
Worst in the NFL. And their over-under is tied with the Houston Texans, ironically enough, a pick they have. So they could potentially have the top two picks, a.k.a. Kyler Murray. Sorry, not Kyler Murray. Caleb Williams partnering with potentially Marvin Harrison Jr., potentially an elite O-lineman, potentially Brock Bowers. But it's set up at 5.5 based on this.
I'm going under.
As of August 27.
I'm going under.
Yeah, no, I'm going under.
Under, right? Okay.
There's someone's got to be like a 2-win team, like how there always is one.
Bro, they're playing the NFC East this year?
Yeah.
So their first 3 games are Washington, Giants, and Dallas.
Washington, Giants, and Dallas, yeah.
I think that's 0-3 start. Then you got San Fran 0-4 start, right?
Kyler's supposed to come back halfway. I don't know if he'll actually play, depending on how the record is.
Okay, halfway, right? Say 8 games. Yeah. These are the first 8 games. Washington, Giants, Dallas, San Fran, Cincinnati, Rams, Seattle, and Baltimore.
And Cleveland. Right after.
Yeah, I'm just saying, those are the first. I know. Those are the games without Kyler.
They could be 0-9.
Yes.
Right off the bat. So I agree with you.
They should be 0-9.
And then after that 0-9, okay, Atlanta, okay, we'll see if Kyler is healthy enough to play. If he plays, this is assuming. And we're assuming, this is everything assumed if they're healthy, but in this, unless we know something. In this case, we know Kyler is not going to be playing in the beginning, so we're basing it off that.
That's but like
the players that are on the field, we're basing it off how injury prone they are, but basing it off if they're healthy.
The thing is this, we know that Kyler could steal a game.
Yeah.
Right? So Kyler could steal week 1 against Washington. Yeah. I believe that, but he's not there.
Exactly. So on top of that, they lost DeAndre Hopkins. Their number 1's Hollywood Brown, who's decent, but he's not a number 1. And Zach Ertz is coming back, which is a pretty underrated tight end when he was playing.
But he's old.
But he's much older now, right? And he got hurt. Like, once upon a time, I was high on Arizona for a reason, and they proved me right until DeAndre Hopkins got hurt. The year they got J.J. Watt, right? So
yeah,
I'm going under. Let's move on. They're tied with Houston, but next up, who is it?
Atlanta.
Atlanta is set at 7.5, tied with a bunch of other teams. I'm not going to name it, but 7.5 in a weak division.
Weak division, yeah.
Very weak division. That division's wide open. I still give the edge to the Saints.
Saints are the favorites.
Yeah. But everyone else, they could win. Like, they could go 4-2 in that division. I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
right?
But
the rest of the teams they're playing, Green Bay, not good this year.
Yeah.
Detroit, they're
Detroit's
good. But I'm not saying like I won't be surprised if Atlanta wins. Like I won't be surprised essentially. We don't know we're not gonna talk about Detroit too much right now. But Jacksonville, okay, that one I could see a loss. Houston win. Washington.
They're playing the Colts as well, so I think they could beat the Colts.
Yeah, this is an easy schedule for them.
Actually,
at 7.5, I'm gonna go under, but like barely. I'm sticking with 7.
I'm going with like 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with too.
So I'm going to go with the under as well. I think
this schedule, like I'm looking at the schedule, it's very easy.
It's not that hard, but like your team's still not the best.
Exactly.
Like, your team is very mid.
Yeah. So they're with their division, that helps them a lot. And the best team they're probably playing is the Jets, based on what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, Jets, then probably Jacksonville
and Minnesota. Probably that's it.
Yeah.
Like I don't have faith in it. So this is like one of those toss-ups. It's 8 or 7 for me. I'll go with you know what? I'll go with the slide over. I'll go 8.
I'm sticking with the 7.
I'm gonna give them the 8. All right, next up,
Baltimore.
They're set at 8.5, and I'm going over automatically off the bat. 8.5 means 8.5 means if you're going 8 and 9 or 9 and 8, they're not a below 500 team in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
and you finally have a guy. Yes, he's injury prone, but Lamar Jackson has vengeance on his mind now. He got his contract, and people have been disrespecting his name for the last 2 years. And whenever Lamar Jackson has been on the field, that team has been one of the best teams in the NFL. The minute he gets injured, they have been pretty bad. And you could agree with that.
Okay, so 8.5, right?
Yeah, I'm going with over.
Yeah, you're going with over. Okay, they're playing the AFC South.
Easy.
Which I think should be 3 wins right there.
Yeah.
Right? They're in the AFC North, top division, but I think they should go at least 3-3 in their division. That's 6 wins right there. Right? Odell Beckham Jr. is really going to help that team. That's for sure.
Their rookie wide receiver they drafted is like killing it in preseason.
The only issue with
Zay Flowers is his name, but yeah.
Only issue with them is can they stay healthy?
Yeah. And we're basing it off health, and yeah, I know we're saying like.
But I agree with you. I still believe they're over 500 team, so that is 9 wins. I think they should be able to get 9 wins.
Yeah, I'm going with over. We don't have to go. We're not gonna go standings prediction here, but I will not be surprised if this team wins the division as well. That's me personally.
The thing is this: like with the AFC, you could go 9-8 and miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not making playoff predictions here. Right?
I know, but I'm just saying like there's that many good teams in the AFC where like you go 9-8, 10-7 and miss it.
But like me personally, I think they're definitely over 500. That's for sure, and I think they could contend for the division as long as they're healthy. Yeah. But in this case, we're worried about the 8.5. Easy over for me.
All right. Sure. Next up, Buffalo.
They're set up as they're one of the top ones. So then hold up. It is 10.5. And they're tied with like Philly and Jacksonville for that 10.5. So
I'm going over. I think they'll get
11. I feel like they're getting. I agree with kind of what Buffalo behind the scenes say that because Aaron Rodgers is in New York is a lot of talk there, but people don't realize that continuation and chemistry is a thing. Now we get it. Stephon Diggs early on and like I think it was OTAs had some issues, and we don't know how much that's going to stem over but then even when Stephon Diggs had issues with Minnie, he didn't really fall off.
Yeah, Diggs still performed.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, even if he has issues, he's still shown that he'll perform. And at 10.5, what is their schedule looking like here? It is their division.
Tough schedule.
Tough division, for sure. They're playing the best teams.
Okay, yeah, tough division, and you're playing the best team in each division.
Vegas, they're playing NFC East, it looks like.
Tough division again.
Yeah, they're playing the NFC East, which one time was NFC least, but they're not anymore. They're playing the AFC, not South, the West.
They're playing the West, yeah.
Because we're not playing them this year. So
yeah, they're playing the West.
Yeah, Denver. So that should be like an easy 2-2 split.
It could be even 3 possibly.
3 possibly.
Maybe even 4.
But 2-2 for sure.
They could even sweep.
They have the Chiefs number in the regular season.
Usually. They do have the Chiefs number in the regular season.
And we'll get to the Chiefs in a second. But yeah, at 10.5, I feel like they get disrespected.
I think it's
11. What is it?
I think it's 12.
11. So 11 and 6. Yeah, I'm going over. We're not gonna get into the predictions right now, but it's easy over for me.
Yeah, I think they're 11-12 win team at least. So I'm going over as well.
Yeah.
Next up is Carolina.
They're at 7.5 as well, so they're tied with Atlanta. So since I gave Atlanta the over, I'm giving Carolina the under. Because like not every team will go up, right? Like basic math.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're in the same division as well.
I just feel like, me personally, like Saints are just gonna wreck everyone in their division. that like the other three teams are just balanced right under like a 7 and 10 record.
Who are their toughest games, you would say, outside of the division?
Outside the division is Carolina has Seattle, Detroit, Miami.
Yeah, I'm putting them under. Because I think Atlanta's schedule is way easier for me.
Jacksonville.
You can still go under and be like 6. It's not like you have to go over under. For me, I'm just saying I'm going
with under.
Because I went over with Atlanta, I have to go under.
I'm putting them both under.
Yeah, that's fine. Like 7.5 is. I think they'll be 6 or 7.
I think they'll have the same record as Atlanta.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
It's Chicago.
7.5 as well. So there's a lot of 7.5s here. This team, I won't be surprised if they take a jump.
I'm gonna go with over.
7.5.
I think they're gonna get 8 wins.
What's their schedule?
They got Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Kansas City. They got Washington as well.
Yeah, it's not a.
They got Cleveland. It's
not a hard schedule.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not.
The big question mark is how their O-line gonna hold up with Justin Fields. DJ Moore is a big add. Is Chase Claypool gonna emerge as a number 2 again? And they have another receiver. Cole Kmet is their
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney. 8 wins. I think
they could pull off 8 wins.
From 2 wins to 8 wins, obviously we know it doesn't matter much about last year. I'm still gonna go under, but barely. I'm gonna still stick with it. I'm gonna stick with the 7.
I personally believe they are a better team than Carolina and Atlanta, so I'm going with the over as well for that reason. But next up is Cincinnati.
Oh, they're at 11.5.
They're over.
You're going over?
They're over.
You're that much confident them over of Baltimore?
Huh? They added in Trent Brown.
Yeah. They also added in Orlando.
Orlando
Brown?
Orlando Brown, yeah Orlando Brown. They took the Chiefs' best O-lineman, one of the best O-linemen on the Chiefs.
Big question mark right now is we don't know if Joe Burrow's 100% playing week 1. I know they said he's on track to play week 1. And again, we're assuming he'll play. If that's the case, we're going to go off that report. Orlando Brown's a big add. I get it. And then obviously it's a big loss from there. I'm guessing they have a tough schedule because
obviously they don't have that schedule, right? Division, and then you're playing the best teams for the other divisions as well. But I think they'll get 12 wins, 11 wins at least. They're over 10.5. It's 10.5, right?
11.5.
Oh, it's 11.5.
Yeah.
Ooh, I thought it was 10.5.
No, it's 11. For me, I'm going with the under at 11. I personally think. This is me personally, and I'm going to disclose this right now. I think Baltimore will finish higher than them. That's me personally.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going with that.
I'll give them 12.
You're giving them 12? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go
I think they're going to win the division, and if that's the case, Baltimore has to be more than their wins. And and Cincinnati, for me, has to be 11 or 12 is still fine.
Yeah.
But
I'm going with the over. Cincinnati, they're still dominant.
Okay.
Cleveland
is at 9.5.
I'm going with under.
I'm going under too. I think
Deshaun Watson needs to prove it again.
Yeah.
And he did not do that last year at all.
But they added Amari Cooper this year.
They already had Amari Cooper last year.
Oh, sorry. Wrong year. Did they not add another wide receiver?
I don't think so.
Okay, then never mind. I'm going with under too. I'm sticking with the 8 or 9.
Yeah, they're under.
By the way, for those of you guys watching at home or listening, comment your guys' predictions down below as well.
Okay, Dallas
is at 9.5, and I'm going under. That's my first hot take I have. I'm going under. I'm going with they're going with 8 or 9. Like, I do not trust Mike McCarthy being their play caller. I'm sorry. That's where I'm going with.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They're going to be last year's version of the Jets and the Colts, where defensively, they're fine. Like, I have no issues with them defensively. Micah Parsons might be Defensive Player of the Year. They added Stephon Gilmore, and he had a solid year with the Colts last year. They have Trayvon Diggs, who's a
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Defensively, I have zero issues with them. But offensively, there's a lot of question marks. And I know they added Brandon Cooks as well. And he is a 1,000-yard receiver wherever he goes. And he'll complement CeeDee Lamb well, Michael Gallup well. And I know they drafted a tight end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did, I think.
Then, yeah, they lost Dalton Schultz, but I know they added a tight end in that sense. And their running game, we'll see what it is. Deuce Vaughn is killing it right now in preseason. But is Tony Pollard, how healthy is he going to be? But this is where my hot take is, and you'll find out which team I'm going to put over in that division. But I am putting Dallas at 9 wins, which is under, because I cannot trust Mike McCarthy. Calling plays.
That's
my point.
That is a good reason. I'll give you that much. Yeah, they added a tight end in round 2.
Yeah, I think he was a solid guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Luke Schoonmaker.
Okay, never mind. I don't know if that's that one. But yeah, that's my first hot take of this.
Dallas, I like their wide receiver. Okay, defense, like you said, I agree with you. I like their defense. Dan Quinn doing it, freaking just revived their defense. I remember that one year they were completely garbage.
Yeah.
And then obviously Parsons and Dan Quinn just turned that thing around.
Yeah, exactly.
Wide receivers, I like that. O-line is old, but that's the only question mark I have from there and injury-wise, because I think Zach Martin does get injured quite a bit.
Yeah.
Running back is just, for me, it depends on Tony Pollard's health. But my biggest question mark is Dak Prescott.
Exactly. My biggest question mark is what's Dak going to do and how is Mike McCarthy going to play call? At the end of the day, Kellen Moore was fine. He had his moments in the playoff games where he kind of would be like, what the hell are you doing there? But for the regular season, this is clearly a regular season thing we're talking about. I don't trust Mike McCarthy at the moment. I have to see it to believe it. Because when he was with Aaron Rodgers back then, has he really evolved? Right? Because he wants the control now. And maybe that could be a good thing. Maybe that could be a bad thing. But yeah, I'm going with the under again. Like I said, what's your prediction here? 9.5.
It's tough. It's very tough. I think they play the NFC West as well.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. They should get 2 wins off that. I think they're still over. It's 9.5.
Yeah. So you're going 10?
Yeah, I think they'll get 10. I think they're still a good enough team. That defense could carry them to wins.
For sure. Like,
Prescott's going to have his good games.
I still think they're over 500 at 9, though.
Yeah, Prescott's going to have his good games. Prescott will have his bad games. But I think the defense will do enough in those bad games that it will get him to 10 wins. And if Prescott has a good game, they should win.
Looking at their schedule, it is tough as well. Like, their easiest opponent is Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything else, obviously I know they should be favorites over some of these teams, but it's tough. And divisional games are always
week
tough.
Week one's will be a fun one.
Yeah,
they're playing the Giants, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that's our first. That's my hot take. Would you think that was a hot take or no?
Yeah, some people will be pissed.
Dallas fans are gonna be pissed. We know Dallas fans are everywhere.
People will be pissed.
Speaking of Dallas, I forgot to shout them out during the Trey Lance trade. Can you check the quarterback who played yesterday for them?
For Dallas?
Yeah. The reason why I'm giving as much as the reason why me and Jovan really don't like Dallas as much is because they're talked about too much, and it's coming from a Laker fan and it's also coming from Man United fans here. But Dallas is all like Dallas's history is like from when we've been watching football.
Will Greer.
Yeah, so from what we've been watching is like they've been all hyped, like the England soccer team or the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? But the reason why the reason why, I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. I'm giving that guy a shout out. You said, say his name again.
Will Greer.
And I'm giving Dallas's franchise a shout out is because they are planning to release him, but they're giving, I don't know if you saw this story, but they're planning to release him, but they wanted to let him play this last preseason game.
He balled out.
And to prove himself so other team could pick him up. And clearly he balled out. He held his end of the bargain. And Dallas held his end of the bargain as well. So shout out to both Dallas and
quick stat line. It's 29 of 35.
Yeah.
Solid completion percentage.
Exactly.
305 yards.
Yep.
2 touchdowns.
Yep.
1 sack.
Yep. I think it was 2 rushing touchdowns.
2 rushing touchdowns.
Yep.
122 rating.
Yep.
QB rating. And rushing yards were 10 for 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. 18 was the longest one, 5.3, which is, if you're over 5 as a running back, that's good.
First off, like I said, shout out to Dallas for giving him the opportunity, and for what's his name? Sorry,
Will Greer.
Yeah, for not wasting that opportunity. So let's see if he gets picked up. It's a story I'm kind of intrigued about, though.
No, that was a great game.
That was a great. I understand it's preseason, but the whole point of these guys is to prove it could be QB.
He got an opportunity. He took it. He definitely gonna make some noise.
All right,
Denver.
8.5.
I still think they're under. I don't think they're good enough. I just do not think they're good enough.
Or is it okay? So you're fine with Sean Payton with that addition as a coach addition, but how much? I agree. You think you agree?
I think eventually, like they'll go off, like they'll start well, but I feel like it's gonna dry off a little bit.
I mean, you have the schedule, but
I'm just talking.
Is Russell Wilson last year's Russell Wilson, or Russell Wilson gonna be Seattle Russell Wilson under Sean Payton?
That's the biggest question mark.
And they have injuries at receiver again, and I think there's a health concern with KJ Hamler, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there is.
And I think one of the guys tore something again. I forgot who it was. Tim Patrick.
I think it was Tim Patrick. Yeah.
So Cortland Sutton's still there. Jerry Jeudy's still there.
Injury prone players.
Yeah.
And Jerry Jeudy hasn't lived up to what he was.
Pat Surtain's arguably one of the top 5 corners in the league.
Maybe in top 3.
Yeah. Defensively, I think they'll be okay. I know they lost Bradley Chubb, but offensively, Sean Payton is an offensive guy, if I'm not mistaken. How much is he gonna get the best out of Russell Wilson? That's the biggest question mark.
That is the biggest question.
That's the biggest question mark. And if you could get the best, then it's an over. But if Russell Wilson's gonna be this, like, at times in his own head diva mode at times that he kind of has been lately, which is what I've been hearing from Seahawks fans on, like, Halford and Brough, like, he's kind of like changed up ever since he won the Super Bowl and stuff. Then I'm going under. And what was it? What did I say again? 9.5.
I'm going under.
Or 8.5. Sorry, 8, 7. I still think the Chargers are ahead of them.
I think the Chargers are ahead of them. Chiefs are obviously ahead of them. Like? Schedule is like, it's right? It's like Vegas. You got
division's
Washington.
Tough in general.
Division's tough in general. Like, their first few games are tough.
Yeah.
Like, before their bye week, you got Vegas, Washington, Dolphins, Bears, Jets, Chiefs, Packers, Chiefs. It's a tough schedule at the beginning for sure.
They end off decent, though.
I know. You know what the thing is? Russell Wilson always starts out strong, thinking that everyone's going to be like, okay, this is MVP year. Always.
Last year wasn't that case, though.
Obviously last year, but I'm like, he always starts off strong. We're like, okay, this guy could win MVP, but he always falls off.
Yeah.
Every single time. I feel like that's going to happen as a team for Denver.
And I don't know how their O-line is as well. And it's not like he's the same mobile quarterback.
It's mid.
Yeah, so he's not the same mobile quarterback he once was.
It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best.
He has glimpses, like the most boring game in probably NFL history, the Colts versus Broncos that we watched. He had moments there. He made plays to send that to overtime. Remember, like,
yeah, but then
he also made the biggest mistake.
Choked. He made the biggest mistake.
Yeah. I'm going under. I agree with you in this one. I do go under on this.
All right, next up, Detroit.
I think they were 9.5, and that's scary for me to pick them as the over here. I'm going under, and I'm sticking with 9.
I'm going over and sticking with 10.
Okay. So
I think they're winning the division.
They're the best team in the division?
I think they're winning the division. That's my...
But that's your prediction.
Yeah, but like in order to...
Do you genuinely believe that's the best team, or do you still give Minnesota that edge?
I mean, on paper, obviously, and based off last year's Minnesota, but I think Detroit will win the division, and in order to win the division, I think you're going to have to get out 10 wins.
Yeah, I think they'll be like 8 or 9 still. I think it'll be 9. I think they might win the division with 9, personally.
You think so?
They do have an easier schedule than Minnesota. We know that. They finished 2nd or 3rd?
I think
Green Bay was...
It was Minnesota. I think they had like this... I forgot. Like, they had a similar record, right?
Yeah.
Green Bay and Detroit. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously Chicago is 4th. I forgot. I generally don't remember.
Okay, so I'm still going with the under at 9 though. I think they'll be over 500, and I think they could win the division at 9 with 9 wins.
I think they're gonna need 10 to win, so I'm going with over.
Okay.
Packers.
Green Bay is at 7.5, and I'm gonna go under.
I'm going under too. Just no, like, I don't expect Jordan Love. Like, I expect Jordan Love to have his moments, but I don't expect him to be like, insane.
Yeah, and there's a lot of turnover there. Well, at least the good news with there is he is the guy, and maybe that was another spot maybe Trey Lance could have went to as well. But he's the guy. Christian Watson had a decent year last year, but still rookie. Romeo Doubs had a decent year last year, still a rookie. Is David Bakhtiari gonna be healthy? How's that O-line gonna hold up for him? And yeah, for me, I'm still going with, I think they're the worst team in the division.
I agree.
I'm gonna go under because of that reason as well.
Yeah, Houston.
Oh yeah, they were 5.5. So
they're under.
You're going under, or do you think? How do you power rank the AFC South right now?
It's like it's Jacksonville, it's Tennessee, and then it's Indy and Houston. Like, they're just together, in my opinion.
But like if you would
if
pick who will finish higher than on another.
I think Indy could edge out by 1 win, but I just genuinely think they're together. I just genuinely think they're together.
So 5. I'm going under. I'm going with the 5 wins.
Yeah.
But I think they're slightly better than Indy, in a sense that they have more continuation, in my opinion. I know they have a new coach. I know D'Amico Ryans there's a new coach, but the San Francisco, I see how overrated the term is.
I think, okay, here's my thing. I think Indy has a better defense, but I think Houston has a better offense.
Yeah, like, I trust CJ Stroud right now more than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, that's true.
Damian Pierce had a great rookie year.
Yeah.
They added Robert Woods, and they have a couple of stud receivers. right? If I'm not, they're bringing back
Nico
John
Collins.
Mechie.
John Mechie is gonna make his debut this season.
And then the guy Tank Dell, or his name is.
Yeah, Tank Dell they drafted as well.
Yeah, so in that sense, I trust.
And you added Singletary.
I'm still going under at the end of the day.
You added Singletary and Dalton Schultz as well.
Yeah, so I think he has. And then
it's still under, but
I still trust CJ Stroud more than Anthony Richardson in that sense. But yeah, it's still under for me.
I think like I said, I think Indy's defense is better, but Houston's offense is better.
Yeah.
But I think when they're matching up each other.
Yeah.
Like out of those 4 things, Indy's defense is the best unit.
But here, you know who the biggest winner of this is? Arizona.
That's true. That is true.
Arizona could potentially get the top 5 picks. 2 of the top 5 picks in this year's draft. So that'll be insane to see.
Yeah, but speaking of Indies, they're next.
6.5. It's probably under. If we're saying they're neck and neck, they gotta be under.
It's
right?
under. So I mean, I have hope. To be wrong, like
how much? Well, okay. So how much? Because how much? Okay, we gotta make this case. Is Jonathan Taylor playing? Are they a 6-win team or sorry, a 7-win team with Jonathan Taylor?
They're still under, I think.
Okay, so. Fair.
They're under.
I could see Indy's in that spot where, like, okay, I don't expect Anthony Richardson to go crazy.
But if he does, they
could win the division.
They could win the division.
But with JT, though, I'm gonna put that caveat there.
Yeah, with JT.
And the other big question mark on that offensive side is the O line.
There's actually 2. There's many questions, right?
Okay,
one question, JT
but
question.
But for me is the O line only because JT could still steal you a game like he has if he's healthy.
No, but like okay, it's JT's a question mark, 100%, and it's not because of ability. Richardson, Richardson's a question mark. Obviously, he's a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
O-line, shit year last year. Definitely a question mark because
go get Dalton Risner.
Can they bounce back?
Yeah.
Wide receivers are a question mark as well because in the preseason there hasn't been enough separation for Richardson to throw to, right? And few dropped passes. Alec Pierce, Josh Downs have dropped some key passes, and if Pittman could get back to year 2
Even
Pittman.
defensively, their secondary is a huge question mark.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we lost Stephon Gilmore, we lost Rodney McLeod, who had stud years for us. And obviously, Isaiah Rodgers is gone. We know why. Gambling, right? Question is, on the secondary, how is Gus Bradley going to get the best out of Dallas Flowers, Darrell Baker? Is Juju healthy?
Darius Rush.
Because he got hurt again.
Yeah, Darius Rush.
Shaq Leonard, is he gonna play the most?
The interior is fine. Like linebackers and D-line is fine. Obviously,
for me, it's the secondary question.
Especially D-tackles.
Julian Blackmon will be back, and let's see how he does.
Like if Cody P is healthy, he's gonna pop off this year.
Yeah, because him and Dio as well. I heard had crazy.
Yeah, Dio Dangbo as well.
So the D-line, I have no problems with the secondary, but yeah, I'm overall, we don't know what's happening with JT. We're not gonna try to drag out the Colts here, but I'm gonna say they're under.
Jacksonville.
I'm going with the over because that division is so weak.
What is it?
10.5.
Yeah, they're over. They're gonna get over.
I think they're over.
They should go 6-0.
Like
in the division.
Trevor Lawrence, I'm not disclosing who my MVP is, but Trevor Lawrence might be on my short list for MVP this year.
Yeah, he's like the dark horse MVP.
And then guess what? Calvin Ridley.
Oh yeah, that's true. Calvin Ridley
to that offense with Doug Peterson will help Trevor Lawrence get an MVP.
And it's also going to help Christian Kirk. If Christian Kirk had that good of a year without Calvin Ridley,
exactly.
Imagine how much space he's going to have now.
And then they had Evan Ingram had a decent year for them. Calvin Ridley, here's the thing. He wants some vengeance because he's probably slept on now and forgotten about. He could potentially be an early... I'm not saying he's a favorite. I'm saying a candidate for Opoy. Offensive Player of the Year as well. Like, I will not be surprised.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Something like that. I don't know if suspension is considered comeback Player of the
It's
Year.
a comeback, yeah.
But yeah, like I will not be surprised if that's the case.
All right. Yeah, that's true. Calvin Ridley is gonna be
Jackson. Like I hate that they're in our division because I'm a huge Trevor Lawrence fan.
Bro, they're like I love Ridley. I like Lawrence.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're good players and but they're in our division, so I have to hate them.
Yeah.
I have to hate on them.
I don't hate them as much as the other two teams.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Jacksonville win because they haven't won much. But yeah.
All right, Chiefs.
Are you gonna just go with the over because it's 11.5?
I'm still going. I think they're gonna win the division.
There's a lot of question marks right now.
But Chris Jones
that's the biggest question mark.
If he's not there, I might go with the under.
Are you going under? Okay, even if you go with the under, can the Chargers overtake them and win the division if Chris Jones is not playing?
I think the Chargers' biggest question mark is coaching. Right?
Yeah.
You would agree with that?
Yeah, it's probably next, isn't it?
No, soon. Okay. But yeah, it is tough, right? But Chris Jones, after Mahomes and Kelsey, if Chris Jones is not there, they're screwed. Obviously, Mahomes and Kelsey, if they're not there, like they're 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, no, they're there. We know they're there.
But Chris Jones is the third player. Yeah, Chris Jones is the third player. But those 3 players have to play
for sure. Like I agree with you on there. Spagnola's a great DC, right? But like you said, he's also a great DC because he had Chris Jones all those years. Offensively, I'm looking at it as well, and I know they figured out. People questioned them last year because Tyreek Hill was gone, and look what they did. They dominated, won the Super Bowl. Mahomes was MVP,
and Super Bowl MVP.
And so, but the question mark is, last year they had Juju. They don't have Juju anymore. Kadarius Toney, is he a wide receiver wise? I know their number 1 receiver is Travis Kelce. Is he a number 1 receiver? Their backs aren't like the elitist backs, but they've proven they could win.
They did it last year, yeah.
The other question mark for me is Justin Ross, the wide receiver, the undrafted wide receiver out of Clemson. You remember watching him early Trevor Lawrence days. After that, he was injured. That guy's killing preseason right now, but he's also a very injury-prone player. Justin Ross is the X factor in that offense, and Sky Moore, we'll see how much he has to go on. But they don't have like that veteran receiver.
There's no veteran receiver, yeah.
That's the biggest question mark there. And I really thought D-Hop would have went there because of that, because he would have complemented Kelsey well. But I can't not doubt Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
Offensively, I think they're still fine. Only question mark for me offensively is how are you gonna how much impact did Orlando Brown have on your team? Because he's not there anymore. That's my only question mark for offense. Weapon wise, they'll figure it out. Andy Reid will figure it out. And then you have Kelsey.
Okay, so 11.5. Are you going over and under? Or under?
I'm going to go over.
We're assuming Chris Jones is not playing in this because they're literally he's been holding out. So we have to assume he's not playing.
I'm going over. I think they'll
like barely over, I guess.
Yeah, 12 and 12. I think they'll get it.
Okay.
I think they'll get 12.
Okay.
Vegas.
Vegas is at 7.5. Are they better than the Broncos? Who are also Broncos were where again?
What was Broncos line again?
I know you said under, but it was 8.5.
I think Vegas is under. I think Denver is gonna be a better team this year.
7.5. They're playing the Chiefs, who they get wrecked against anyways. They're playing the Chargers, who they usually split, but guess what? They don't have Derek Carr anymore. We don't know how Jimmy Garoppolo is gonna be.
Here's the thing: Jimmy Garoppolo is good, but good with Kyle Shanahan.
Exactly.
There's no Kyle Shanahan anymore.
No, he did reunite with Josh McDaniels, to be fair. And he was decent with Josh McDaniels. The
Patriots, right? Yeah.
Couple of games he did play when Brady was suspended.
Yeah, but overall, as a head coach, do you trust Josh McDaniels still? I do not either.
I do not trust Josh McDaniels.
Right. There's a question mark right
there. Jacobs is back, which we mentioned earlier.
O-line isn't the greatest either. They got rid of Darren Waller.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going under. You said that. I completely forgot about that. They're under.
Yeah,
they're under. Darren Waller's on a vengeance tour in New York right now, but yeah.
Yeah, so did you hear the thing where Darren Waller and then Kelsey Plum, Vegas Aces player?
Oh, yeah.
Right? They got married, but then Waller got traded to New York now. So that's a funny story there. But the next up is Rams.
7.5. This is a tough one for me because is Matthew Stafford healthy? If Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp are healthy, and I know they lost Jalen Ramsey, and I know they lost all these other pieces on the defensive side as well. Sean McVay on the offensive side, I trust. I still do. Right? If Stafford and Cooper Kupp are healthy, 7.5, I'm not I know I have a buddy who's a Seahawks fan. He's going to hate me when I say this. I won't be surprised if the Rams challenge for second. I think San Francisco is clearly first in that division, and I clearly think Arizona is the worst in that division. But I will not be surprised if the Rams finish ahead of Seattle.
I will be. You know why? I trust Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I do not trust Matthew Stafford behind that O-line.
Fair.
That's how he got injured. He was getting cranked last year.
So you're going under, I'm assuming.
I'm going under. But he was getting absolutely destroyed. And now you have a worse defense than last year.
Yeah.
Because you got rid of Jalen Ramsey. And Cooper Kupp had injuries last year as well. I still think Cooper Kupp will do Cooper Kupp things. But you're not going to get the ball as much if Matthew Stafford's on the ground.
Yeah, no, that's why he got injured. I get it. 7.5.
It's not like Matthew Stafford's
Do I trust Seattle more? They're at 8.5, just foreshadowing right now. 7.5.
Rams are under for me.
I'll give them the over at 8.
All right.
I'll give them the over at 8.
Chargers.
They're at 9.5.
I still think
they're a 10-win team.
I think they're a 10-win team. I think
give them Kellen Moore, so they have a better offensive weapon or offensive mind coach.
I think in order to make the playoffs, which I think they will, wild card, you gotta have at least 10 wins, which I think they will have.
I'm going over. You're going over. And here's another thing: Austin Eckler is on a revenge, probably not a revenge tour. He's there. I mean, revenge in the sense that they didn't pay him and he didn't get traded. He's gonna show. He's all the running backs. Even if Jonathan Taylor comes back to the Colts, every running back playing Saquon, Josh Jacobs is gonna try to show their worth. And Austin Eckler is capable of that because Justin Herbert's that good of a quarterback with Cooper Kupp and Mike Williams and Gerald Everett as weapons. Austin Eckler, he's shown that he's a touchdown machine as well. And for that factor alone as well, I'm giving Chargers the over.
Yeah, I think as long as last year, I think Rashawn Slater got injured as well.
Yeah. And J.C. Jackson's back.
He was injured, but J.C. Jackson also had it down here himself as well. Like when he played, he was struggled.
Yeah.
But
he was injured most of that year.
If J.C. Jackson is back to his level,
yeah,
that defense.
You were a huge fan of him. I remember.
Yeah, I was. Fan. But I guess it was Belichick defense.
You still have Derwin James. You have Joey Bosa. You still have like all these other Sebastian Joseph Day.
Khalil
Mack is still there, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, Staley. The biggest question mark is Staley.
At the
end of the day, it's Staley. I trust Kellen Moore with that offense in the regular season.
And then J.C. Jackson, can you just prove it wasn't Belichick?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick. And offensively, question mark for me is wide receiver health.
And Staley, stop going for fourth down every damn play.
Yeah, right. But yeah.
I'm going over though. I think I'm a fan of Justin Herbert. I've been a fan of Justin Herbert, and I'm still sticking by that.
Yeah, I'll go over. Miami.
Where the hell are you guys? They're 9.5. Are they the biggest question mark here is are they the second best team in that division? Because we don't even know. We've given Buffalo their thing.
Obviously, we've given Buffalo their thing, but there is genuine question mark that they could be the best.
Yeah, for sure.
But
the reason why we gave Buffalo the edge was the continuity of that team.
I think they are the second.
Buffalo?
No, Miami.
Okay, if hypothetical, we're not going to include this in our prediction. JT is a Miami Dolphin by the start of the season. Are they the best team?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is before JT trade.
So you got Bradley Chubb from week 1. You got Jalen Ramsey.
He's injured. He might be out.
Oh yeah.
He might be out. But they still have Byron Jones there, I believe.
No, Byron Jones is gone. Byron Jones got released because Xavier Howard's still there.
They got Javon Holland, Canadian.
Canadian Javon Holland.
He's solid there. They have another guy that I forgot. But on the defensively, I don't think I have an issue with him defensively.
No.
Mike McDaniel had a great year offensively as a coach last year.
Rookie coach as well.
Rookie coach with what? When Tua was injured? You went with Skylar Thompson. He gave Buffalo a run of their money in the playoffs.
He did.
So, if the biggest question mark is Tua.
Health, yeah.
That's
Tua's
it.
Health.
The biggest question mark is Tua's health. And if he's not healthy this year, this team isn't the second best team in that division. They could still be arguably better than the Patriots if you wanted them to be. And what did I say it was? 9.5? If we're giving Buffalo that big of an edge, and you said 10 to win the division, I have to go over.
I'm going over.
Sorry, not 10 to win, 10 to be a wild card team even.
I'm going over because I feel like it's like for me, it's like the Chargers type of thing.
Exactly. Like they're in the same boat in my opinion. Mike McDaniel's a great offensive mind, and he has improved. He wasn't like Nathaniel Hackett. It wasn't like, it was all Shanahan and no Hackett
LaFleur.
Sorry, no, I'm talking McDaniel. Whereas it was all LaFleur and kind of no Hackett at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the over on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Minnesota's
an 8.5. They're an over 500 team.
Yeah. They did lose. They did have to cut a few pieces. Dalvin Cook.
Are you gonna trust Kirk Cousins to have that type of year again?
That's the thing, right?
Last year of his contract, I believe.
I think Kirk Cousins will do what he did last year, which I think
the question mark here is: are they under 500 or over 500 team? And I did say, I believe they win. What's it called? Detroit wins the division at 9-8. I did say that. But I believe they could be tied, and the tiebreaker favors
Detroit, right? But it could also favor Vikings. But I think Vikings are over 500.
What did you say for the Bears again? They were at 7.5. You said they were an 8-win team.
No.
Or did you go lower?
Did I go? I don't even remember what I said for the Bears.
It's been a while, but
I think I went lower. I hope I went lower. I guess.
I think they're still with Justin Jefferson, and they have Jordan Addison.
It was 8.5 for Bears.
7.5.
I think I went 8 for the Bears.
Yeah. So if that's the case, someone has to drop. And I know you said Green Bay's an under.
Yeah, Green Bay's
and
under.
You said Detroit's a 10-win team. What's Minnesota's schedule like?
It's gonna be tough. You start off Tampa Bay, you got Philly, you got Chargers, you got the NFC South, and you got the AFC West. So Chiefs division and the Buccaneers division.
That division's ass. The NFC South.
NFC South.
Both the South divisions are the worst divisions.
Yeah, and NFC North is not great.
Great. Yeah. I'm gonna give them the 9 and 8 as well. We're not making our predictions. I didn't say Detroit will be my group winner or a division winner. So I'm still giving them the over.
I'll give them the
9 and 8.
I'll give them 9. I think they're over 500. Patriots.
7.5.
They're gonna be under.
Yeah, I'm giving them 7.
To me, they're clearly the worst team in our division. So yeah.
Okay. This is nothing much to say.
Nothing much to say, right? Like the other 3 are just
Mac
stacked.
Jones is the question mark there.
Yeah, they're gonna have a quarterback.
But the difference now is they have an OC. It's Bill O'Brien, right. And he's proven as a coach he's not bad.
Yeah,
as a GM he's horrendous.
Yeah.
But as a coach, he's proven he's pretty good, decent.
Yeah. I mean, Houston did make the playoffs.
There's the other question mark. There was a report saying that is it Bailey Zappi's team or is it Mac Jones' team? So that's where the question mark is. They added Juju. They had decent runnings and
they're gonna have a good running game, no matter who their running back is. But
at 7.5 though, I'll give them 7. I still think that division is still decent enough that they will give. It's a Bill Belichick team. That defense is gonna be insane in general. Whoever's on that side of the ball, they will steal some games for sure. Now, are they gonna do what they did against the Vegas Raiders last year and give Chandler Jones a here you go touchdown? I remember that day I was shoveling the snow. And I know you went to pick up food.
Yeah, I remember that day.
And I'm shoveling the snow in December. And I'm here listening on my headphones. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? And me and my buddy were texting each other. We're like, what the hell did we just witness? And I'm standing there with the gloves, my hand freezing. And I'm like looking at my phone. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
That was the worst play of the year, bro. That was the worst play of the year.
I guess the worst play might have been Kellen Moore's play call in the playoff, but in the regular season,
that was funniest.
Yeah,
I would say that was funny.
But yeah, you can't count them out. But I'm still getting them the under. I think the other teams are way better.
Yeah, Saints
9.5, and I think they'll win the division. I'm gonna give them.
I'll give them over.
I'll give them the 10.
I'll give them 10 either.
I'm giving them the 10.
I think they could sweep the division.
It won't be surprising.
Yeah,
for sure. But they always find a way to lose to like Carolina, I think, or they always find a way to split those games.
Some games, right? Yeah. Giants.
8.5, and this is my over. This is
This
is my over. This is where I'm saying it right now, and I'm gonna say it again during the playoffs unless something miraculously changes.
You mean
when we do our predictions for where the standings are, the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants are gonna be the second best team in that division. They will finish ahead of the Dallas Cowboys, and what their thing was at 8.5, they will be a 10-win team. This is my Arizona take, like I mentioned earlier with Isaiah Simmons thing. I think them adding Darren Waller will help guys like who's on the receiving end. I know they have Jalen Hyatt for speed, but
Darius Slayton.
A guy like Darren Waller will help Darius Slayton. Saquon is gonna be on vengeance as long as he's healthy. That's the biggest question mark. That helped Daniel Jones as well. Brian Daboll, I trust. Wink Martindale, I trust. New York Giants are gonna be in the playoffs this year again. And they will be a tough team. Like, I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl or anything, but I'm thinking they'll be the tough team. And this is where my hot take completes. Dallas will finish below New York.
Okay,
I'm going with that.
I think there is 8.5, right?
Yeah. Easy over.
It's easy over. That is the over for sure. It'll be disappointing if they go under. But yeah, you know me. When they hired Brian Daboll, I was like, okay, this team is going to be good this year.
Yeah.
Right? That was like one. I was like, Daniel Jones was like year 1, year 2 Josh Allen, and Brian Daboll did good with him. Obviously, healthy Saquon helps as well.
Yeah.
So you adding in Darren Waller, I still have question marks on the wide receiver group, right? I still think
I just believe adding Darren Waller helps.
Like they're not the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs with Mahomes and Kelsey, they could survive with a shit wide receiver group
because they have Mahomes and
Jones
is not Mahomes.
Jones is not Mahomes.
I just have that. You know how you have that feeling, that urge. Like this is not. I don't know how much of a hot take this is, because I know Dallas's defense is probably the best in the league, arguably top 5 in the league, right? But the Giants added Isaiah Simmons and Bobby Okereke. They added a speed demon in Paris Campbell, and he had a breakout year last year in his
Colts,
and you're pairing him up with Brian Daboll, right? And Brian Daboll was the play caller in Buffalo. It wasn't Sean McDermott because
it was Brian Daboll.
So I'm going with it. Like I just have that. Once I saw that Isaiah Simmons thing, that it triggered me to Arizona all those years ago. It's triggered me again. I think this team. I'm not saying they're winning the division. I still think Philly's far ahead, better than them. But they will be ahead of Dallas.
So the formula is wherever Isaiah Simmons goes, you think that team's gonna win.
Please go to the Colts.
The Jets.
No, that's not the reason why. I just feel like
I know.
Wake Martin, they added, even if
obviously
that put it over the top for me. Even before the Isaiah Simmons trade, I had that feeling.
You had that feeling, But Jets now.
Well, you said over, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I won't ask you if you're finishing. I just wanted to disclose that. Jets 9.5. And if to your reference, Miami was also 9.5, and he said over. We both said over for Miami.
I mean, we're not predicting stuff.
We're not predicting the division.
Yeah, we're not predicting anything like standing wise. So if I'm just looking Jets at 9.5, I think they're over.
Okay, so here's the thing: Nathaniel Hackett's back. He's the play caller again, right? Because Robert Saleh's the defensive guy.
But Hackett's with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to get there.
That's the thing.
The difference now is the O-line. Mekhi Becton won the right tackle spot, and he apparently did well, and it depends on if he's healthy. Defensively, they had no issues, right?
They don't.
They added more pieces, if anything, this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they probably did, right?
Like Sauce Gardner.
Still a stud.
Quentin Williams got paid, so he's probably happy now. His brother's there, Quincy Williams.
I want to take a look at that Jets defense again.
Yeah, look at the defense. But I'll talk about the offense. I'll go on the offense quickly here. Aaron Rodgers makes that team better, for sure.
100%.
Don't get me wrong. The question mark will be...
Who was their quarterback last year? Like, they went from that...
Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, and Mitch White. No, not Mitch White. What's his name?
Mike White.
Mitch White is
a baseball player, yeah.
Mike White, and they were solid. Remember, they were like playing for Mike. And... hey, if Aaron needs to sit out a game, Zach Wilson has proven that he's a capable backup as well, so there's no issue there. You add Dalvin Cook. You're bringing back Breece Hall from injury. Is he ready for week 1? Do you know or no?
Breece Hall?
Yeah. Was it an Achilles or an ACL?
It was one of those two.
He might be back for week 1. So you have a two-headed monster at running back. They look like the most complete team in that conference even. The biggest question mark is the chemistry.
Yeah, right.
Right, because even the receivers, Allen Lazard already knows him. But
Allen Lazard
is Garrett Wilson and him going to be the same thing?
Yeah,
I believe that, and I think they'll be over.
Allen Lazard is also injury prone as well.
I'm thinking they're going over.
Yeah, their defense. I'm just quickly gonna say like people that I think are solid. Obviously, you said Quentin Williams, Carl Lawson, Will McDonald is who they drafted. John Franklin Myers is also a solid guy. Jermaine Johnson as well. Linebackers. You got CJ Mosley.
That's the guy I was thinking of.
Quincy Williams. Right, so I think that's probably their weak point.
And they have Robert Saleh coaching them, and we saw what Robert Saleh did in San Francisco, and there was nothing wrong on the defensive side last year.
Secondary, they got Adrian Amos. They have Michael Carter, who I think was last year's draft pick. Right?
I'm not sure.
Or 2 years ago, I don't know. Sauce Gardner, obviously. DJ Reed. Jordan Whitehead from Tampa Bay, one of the safeties. So they're solid.
I'm going over this. Dumb versus Miami is going to be the toughest prediction to make and the funnest thing to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
Just watching them play every week, and then even though they won't be playing each other, how are they going to be like scoreboard watching each other?
It's
going to be neck and neck,
tight. Even with Buffalo,
you're right. Even with Buffalo, but those two specifically. Miami and New York because they added. The reason why I'm giving Miami the slight edge only because of the continuity. That's it. That's the main reason for me.
Yeah.
But I still think they're both playoff teams at the end of the year.
Yeah. Philly.
At the end of the day, sorry.
Eagles.
Whatever it is, it's over. Unless it's like 19-0 or 17-0.
Yeah.
But it's 10.5.
Over.
They should be in the 11.5 category for sure.
Over.
They're easily the best team in.
Yeah, I mean, only thing with them is
the only team competing with them is San Francisco, and San Francisco still has some question marks in my opinion.
Yeah, and then,
compared to Philly.
Yeah, Philly did lose. Philly has question marks because coaching.
Yeah, they lost both coordinators. Obviously, the Colts got Shane Steichen, and we'll see how big of a loss it is because there's a reason why Jalen Hurts took a jump, and it was Steichen's play calling.
Yeah.
Is Sirianni the play caller, or is he still the guy he promoted within? Is he the play caller? We'll find out. Jalen Hurts, I fully believe he'll be fine. I'm not saying he's going to have a fall off, but it's going to be something to watch out for. Defensively, same thing. They lost a guy to San Francisco, but they added back other pieces as well. Surprised they
draft, obviously. Just look at the draft.
Yeah, like the other guy, what's his name? The Georgia guy who fell?
Jalen Carter.
Is having a monster preseason.
Yeah,
he's on a vengeance too, and the reason why he fell wasn't because of his ability; it was because of legal issues.
Yeah,
and on top of that,
you already have Jordan Davis.
You literally have Georgia.
You have Fletcher Cox. You have Hassan Reddick.
Exactly.
You have Darius
defensively,
Slay.
you have no issues. You still have a decent.
Darius Slay, James Bradbury.
Yeah, they lost the guy to Detroit. Who was that?
Oh yeah, that was a big loss. CJ Gardner-Johnson. That was a big loss.
So that's a big loss there, but I think they'll be fine. Like I'm surprised they let go of Myles Jack, but at the same time, whatever.
Yeah, like, they're fine.
Offensively, the biggest question mark.
Still going?
Oh yeah, the offensively for me is just like the biggest question mark will be Jalen Hurts. That's it, and then the play calling.
They'll be fine.
Play calling wise. That's all. That's what I'm gonna keep an eye out for.
Yeah. All right. It's over. Pittsburgh. I'm telling both of ours is over.
Oh yeah. Pittsburgh 8.5. It's over. I need to see them. It's one of those things where they're never under 500.
Okay, yeah.
If 8.5 means it's under 500, I'm gonna go even. Well, if they go unless they go 8-1, we're not gonna go with that.
Yeah.
I'm going 9 wins. I don't care. I've never seen it. Mike Tomlin should be the Hall of Fame right now for what he's done with Belichick. Just put them in together at today if they were allowed to do that. But Pittsburgh might finish last in the division. But
they might finish last with 9-8.
Yeah, exactly. I will not be surprised. That's what it was dumb in Cleveland fighting, but Cleveland ended up obviously doing worse. But even the times they did finish last was 8-1 that 1 year.
They'll find a way to be 500.
Yeah, they'll find a way to be 500. I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah,
that's it. There's no curse or anything, but there's some things you gotta see.
It doesn't matter about the players or nothing.
I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care if Kenny Pickett throws 30 picks in this first.
They'll find a way to get.
They'll find a way to get over 500.
Yeah,
they did it when they had Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges as a quarterback.
Yeah.
All right, George Pickens and Kenny Pickett are an upgrade from that. So yeah, and Najee as well. From that team. Yeah.
San Fran.
So over, by the way, just to make that clear.
San Fran.
So they're the one team that was higher than Philly on this. So they're projecting 11.5 wins.
They're over.
They're over.
They're clearly the best.
But I'm putting Philly ahead of them still. Their question mark is Brock Purdy.
Hey, no predictions.
Okay.
Niners and the line. It's over.
It's over. And the biggest question mark for me, it's going to be
Brock Purdy.
And Sam Darnold and whoever the third QB is going to be.
Yeah.
Because if I were them, they should have just kept Trey. I mean, they got a 4th round pick.
I think at this rate, Trey Lance would have wanted out.
Yeah. He requested a trade.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Yeah.
But whoever the third quarterback is, bring one in because you need it for the playoffs.
Yeah, he probably will, right?
That's all I got to say.
But
over. Easy over.
Over, that's easy. Seattle.
8.5, as I mentioned earlier. And this one I'm more concerned in terms of because Jalen Hurts had the potential. Geno Smith had a comeback. Is he going to repeat that comeback? And I'm going to say yes. So I'm putting them at 9 wins. Because I gave the Rams 8 wins, right? So I'm giving them 9 wins at least. And the reason is, I think he just got injured. I don't know if he's going to be back for week 1. Jackson Smith and Jigba is killing it there. Yeah. Their Seattle concerns are their injuries at running back right now. Kenneth Walker is hurt. I don't even know who they drafted. I don't know if he's hurt or not. But that's where they're always cursed after Marshawn Lynch left. Chris Carson injured, retired, I believe. And they lost Rashad Penny, right? So Their biggest question mark is running back, but in terms of defensively, I think they'll be fine. Devon Witherspoon, we'll see how he does. They took him high. Their D-line was solid last year. But the biggest question mark for me is going to be Geno Smith, and is he going to repeat what he did?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're a playoff team, and in order to be a playoff team, I think it's 8.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to be over 500.
Over 500.
You're going to have to be over 500. They're clearly second best in the division, in my opinion.
Yeah, in your opinion.
And, Geno Smith is a question mark, but a good solution for that is putting Pete Carroll in that quarterback.
You saw that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny. I saw that. He's back up. But no, and also big thing, they brought back Bobby Wagner. So they brought back their leader and the guy who was probably the Rams' best player last year. I don't know how much Aaron Donald played. I think he was hurt a little bit, but for the most part, Bobby Wagner was not the problem at LA last year. So
yeah, that's clear.
He's coming back. He's coming back to a system he probably already knows. Is that leader is arguably their top player of all time. Arguably, I don't know the history of Seattle like that, but and he's still gonna do Bobby Wagner things.
Yeah, he'll
play
still be
sideline
fine.
to sideline and everything.
Buccaneers.
6.5, and I think I'm going under.
I'm going under.
Baker had a pretty decent preseason from what I saw. He won the job. He had a decent preseason, but
it's not enough.
It's not enough. Baker, I want to have faith in him. I'm not rooting for his downfall or anything. I just need, if he could, he has Mike Evans, he has Chris Godwin, right? He has, I don't know if he still has Cameron Brate actually, but OJ Howard's gone too, right? I think he's in.
Yeah, OJ Howard's gone.
Yeah, so, but they just lost Ryan Jensen for the year.
Yeah, that's gonna be big. So, that's a big loss right there.
Yes, that division's weak, and I won't be surprised if Tampa Baker does some comes out of nowhere. I'll be surprised if he comes out of nowhere, but I won't be surprised if he was favorable, right? How their schedule's probably easy. Were they the worst team? No, they weren't the worst team.
They won the division.
Tampa?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Brady was still.
Yeah.
I messed up. Sorry, Brady retired this year. I forgot.
Yeah.
Even though they were 8-9.
They were 8-9.
They were 8-9
the division.
They won the division. So that's under. Just
that's
literally
under.
You said that. It's under.
All right, penultimate team, Titans.
Fuck, I closed it down. I was just thinking what it was. I thought I saw it. I think it was 7.5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 7.5.
I think they're over.
Are you saying over 500 or are you saying 8?
No, I'm over the line.
No, but if you were to pick 8 or 9, do you think
they're that range? I think.
But they're not a playoff team, in my opinion. Either.
I mean, what? Derrick Henry wasn't great last year.
Again, running backs are gonna try to prove them.
I think Derrick Henry will be fine. Ryan Tannehill got injured, right? Ryan Tannehill is still the best quarterback on that roster, and the best quarterback that will help him win now.
Yeah.
And
they added D-Hop.
Right? And if D-Hop stays healthy, they'll be like a competent team.
When he came back last year, he was perfectly fine for Arizona.
Yeah, so
no matter who
I think they're over.
7.5. They finished second last year. Yeah, I'll give them 9. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think they'll be 9.
All right, last team is Washington.
They are also 7.5. Are they the worst team in that division? To me, yes. They're the worst team in that division.
Yeah, I agree.
The biggest question mark is clearly Sam Howell.
Yeah.
And is Eric Bieniemy going to get the best out of that team? And in my opinion, Terry McLaurin is the most underrated wide receiver. Based on the comments I see on our Instagram story, or not story, the reels of when we did our blind ranking.
He's also an indie boy.
No, that's not the reason.
Yeah,
why I know.
But he's solid. Boy. He is a solid player.
Yeah. The question is Sam Howell.
Sam Howell is the question, right?
And Chase Young defensively as well. Is he healthy or not? 7.5. I'm gonna have to go the under. I'm gonna say 7.
Yeah, I'll go the under.
I don't think they're good enough to overtake any of the teams in the division.
Yeah, I think they're under.
And they're definitely not surpassing Seattle. They could fight Seattle, sure, but I don't think Seattle has the edge on them.
They have the worst quarterback in the division.
Yeah,
that is clear.
Clearly.
Yeah, D-line is still good, but if you're I feel like if you're not going to produce enough offensively, the defense is going to just
the one thing though for sure
it's going to take a toll on the defense.
The one thing for sure though is Dan Schneider's no longer their owner, so there's a big breath of fresh air that fans will show up. You clearly saw the difference with the before and after pictures from training camps, right? Yeah. And maybe even that might go down to the players in general because they probably felt the whole Dan Schneider thing, and now Magic Johnson and his team are owning it. I won't be surprised if they do pull up a surprise, and I'm rooting for Eric Bieniemy, right? Because he should have a head coaching job, and this is his chance to prove it. And if he gets Sam Howell somehow to the playoffs or even a playoff fighting spot, that's going to be insane, right? And so I won't be surprised. But I think it's a little too premature for this, so I'm going with the under, but I'm going like barely under.
It's under. As of now, it's under.
Yeah. So all done?
That's it.
Done? Okay. Well, I mean, we still have more to talk about, but in terms of we're done. Hope you guys enjoyed that portion. Comment your guys' predictions. Anything? What do you think of my take of Dallas and New York? Anything that Jobin said that you were probably like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like you do on Instagram. But keep an eye out for more NFL content like this and other sports as well. We're gonna probably do this for the NBA, the NHL. We didn't do it for soccer, unfortunately, but we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna continue on. We're gonna go into the NBA right now. We're gonna start off with FIBA because we're Canadian. I'm wearing this to represent the basketball team.
Because we don't have a basketball shirt.
I don't have a basketball shirt, but
they're qualified.
Because I'm gonna pull up the results here because we got to talk about France as well, right? Like that's a major letdown.
You have Rudy Gobert. Of course, you're gonna lose.
FIBA World Cup, Canada are 2-0. They were underdogs against France Friday morning. I woke up, watched the first quarter and a half. Was looking like a close game. I expected a close game. And then dominated them into the second half. Like 8 points in the third quarter by that France team, who have NBA-ready players, right? Just because Wembanyama's not playing, that's not the reason or anything.
That's why they lost.
Yeah. It was Rudy Gobert. Obviously put some other guys in foul trouble. But Canada destroyed them. And then also destroyed Lebanon today. And France is eliminated from the World Cup. We'll get to that in a second.
Because France lost to
Latvia as well. So that's why we're going to get to that in a second. Your reaction, I know you didn't watch both games because we were busy today in the morning. I hope you get up for Tuesday morning. But
when is it Tuesday morning?
6:30. So it's bearable.
Yeah.
Because I need to rely on you on that a little bit. And that's a must-win game for Canada as well because they're on a tough side of the bracket because Spain is also there. So that's why everybody assumed Canada and France probably would have made it out. It was more so like France was the lock and Canada versus Latvia would have determined second. And then if you did come second, you probably would have to play Spain. And Spain's a powerhouse. They were the World Cup champs last time. FIBA World Cup, not the Olympic champions. And so it was fun to watch, bro. The moment Shea struggled, but then when I watched the highlights back at work during break, he ramped it back up. You got Dylan Brooks. When he's on your team, you don't hate him as much. In that sense, you might hate him when he talks, but in terms of play, you don't hate him as his play.
You also might hate him when he does miss all his shots.
True. Defensive. I'm focusing more on the defensive side of things, but he was hitting his shots though, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
RJ decent as well. Nikhil Alexander seems like Alexander Walker seems like a FIBA player himself, hitting threes. But yeah, it was fun to watch. Jordi Hernandez got him going well, and I'm excited. Hopefully we could win this Latvia game because we do want to avoid Spain early on. Spain because it's a very confusing thing. You also qualify for the Olympics through this, and you have to be the top for Americas in this tournament. So it's like a tournament within a tournament.
Yeah. It's
weird like that. So like the Americas are South America and North America. So like for example, if USA, Brazil,
Argentina,
and Brazil and I don't know, Dominican because they have Cat. They're a good team, right?
Yeah.
They qualify. They finish ranking higher than Canada. Then Canada has to do a last minute tournament again. Which we actually had in Victoria during COVID. Unfortunately, we couldn't go to qualify for the Olympics, right? In this case, keep going. And this is without Jamal Murray and without a proper big. As much as well as Kelly Olynyk and Dwight Powell have been playing together. They're doing a lot of those, like... You've seen the plays where Jokic and... Because he obviously is a point guard, more of a point guard. But Jokic and AG, Aaron Gordon, like, they're pick and roll. Yeah. That's what they were kind of doing, like, feeding off each other, that too.
Yeah, I mean... Doing this without Jamal Murray also gives you a lot more hope as well.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like they should.
We're a basketball country now. Baby.
Yeah, I feel like they should get it done.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying win it all, but I'm saying at least be the qualify
for the Olympics.
Qualify for Olympics.
Yeah, I don't know how the rest of the bracket goes, but Latvia doesn't have Porzingis. Now they're gonna come off a high because they beat one of the favorites. Like France was finalists, I believe, in the Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. They lost to the US. They're solid. At the end of the day, they've never lost in a group stage in so long. We were the first team to beat them in a while.
Yeah.
This reminds you of like when Canada's World Cup and soccer was going on. Not Canada themselves, but Belgium fell off. And Morocco came out of nowhere. Like this was what this kind of Morocco, Latvia, and the Canada's Croatia kind of remind me of.
Yeah.
I'm happy though. I was so happy to watch that. I was having the same reaction. I know Canada lost to Belgium in that World Cup. It was the same reaction, but this time they actually won and carried that forward. So definitely excited to see the other games. Anything you want to say about Canada basketball?
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Don't do what Canada soccer did.
Exactly. Okay, moving on. The reason why I want to bring up France, they lost to Latvia, and like we just alluded to, that's huge because France is now out of the World Cup, so they have to qualify for the. I think the Olympics are in Paris, so they're lucky.
Okay.
I think I'm not mistaken. It's in Paris, so they should be qualified already.
Okay.
But their performance was horrendous. Like when I watched the first quarter, Evan Fournier was playing like God, essentially. Like at the end of the day, people gotta realize NBA players are the best athletes in basketball in the world because Mo Wagner and all these guys kill it for their country.
Yeah.
The reason why they might lose is because chemistry. That's it. That's the only reason why. But as a talent, you see these guys pop off. Dennis Schroeder, Patty Mills, all these guys come to mind, right? And same thing with Evan Fournier. Obviously you're throwing shots at Rudy Gobert, but he did struggle. Don't get me wrong.
He shits the bed wherever he goes.
Exactly. But yeah, France being out is huge. Like this is like equivalent to Belgium being out of the World Cup in soccer, right? This is equivalent to like the
Germany
US or when Russia was involved in hockey tournaments being out of the Olympic running or the World Cup of hockey if it was proper. So that's how big this is. For those of you who don't know, we have a lot of French talent, right? Victor Wembanyama, Tony Parker. Right, Nicolas Batum was playing in this one. Tony Parker wasn't playing, but I'm saying the talent. But Nicolas Batum was playing in this tournament. So that's great. Hopefully Wiggins and steps up for the future after this because people care about the Olympics clearly more. So that's gonna be big. But it's funny. What I heard from the radio, I don't know who they brought on, Halford and Brough. They brought on someone. They're saying that Canada and US are like the only teams that don't give a shit about the World Cup, but everybody else cares about the World Cup.
Yeah, right.
And it clearly shows based on how the U.S. roster is and the Canada roster is.
Yeah, it's Olympics.
They care more, especially the U.S. They care more about the Olympics, but like the rest of the world are treating it like how the FIFA World Cup is. Like they're treating it like that because they know that the U.S. is obviously the best team, and Luka's playing for Slovenia, by the way. So it shows that, and Jokic is not playing because the finals run. Kristaps got hurt, that's why he's not playing. Jamal, same thing, finals run. But yeah, so. There's no other real surprise. Germany beat Australia. We know that was going to be a tough game in general. Dominican have Cat. Like, Cat is playing. And they just beat Italy. I don't know who the other players are. Oh, yeah, there is. Sorry. No, it's just Cat. Yeah, it is just Cat. And he's carrying there. Rudy Gobert. Learn something. You know who's killing it? Eric Gordon for the Bahamas.
Actually, yeah. Eric
Gordon for the Bahamas is killing it.
That just shows you NBA.
And what's his name's there too? DeAndre Ayton. That's why I got confused. DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, yeah, DeAndre Ayton. Yeah.
The other person who deserves a shout out is Jordan Clarkson playing for Philippines and almost won the game. I think he played his ass off. So yeah, I missed that on that. And the last thing, I wish Giannis was playing, but Greece versus USA is. I think that by the time this comes out, it's probably finished. But yeah, 5:40 in the morning on Monday. So by the time this comes out, it's already done. But that would have been a fun thing, Giannis to get revenge type of thing.
We're not getting Giannis versus USA.
Because Giannis did say, like, hey, I want to win, like, to the point of the World Cup being more important. They just want to win over the US, right? Yeah. PD said, like, he'd rather beat Canada rather than Finland in hockey because they know that Canada is a powerhouse. Yeah. So, yeah. That's the FIBA World Cup. I'm sure you're going to tune in a little bit more now, especially with how good Canada's been playing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Speaking of Giannis, some news came out that, and I'll say it exactly word for word, I won't sign Bucks extension unless everybody's on the same page.
Okay, so that's big. I saw that, yeah.
That's big because
he's a rapper.
Arguably the best... Okay, are you gonna go back to that thing where Giannis to Toronto is a big thing again, like how it was? That
Go back. Let's go.
It's big because it is arguably the best player in the league right now. League right now. You could say it's Jokic, you could say it's KD or Steph or whoever. The real question, he said, is not going to be this year. Numbers wise, it doesn't make sense, pending an extension. But next year, next summer, it would make more sense for both parties. Even then, I don't know. Clearly, he'll make the most money with Milwaukee. I think he did say he wants to be Kobe and Dirk and Tim Duncan when it comes to playing for one team for his whole career. Because it no longer means much.
It does not.
Like, only person was Steph.
Yeah.
But no one from the 2010s really is on the same team that you think of.
LeBron, no.
Obviously. Well, he was like also earlier. But even like the top players.
KD.
Gone. Steph is like the only one you could think of. And then obviously Giannis now, right? Giannis continued, I will not be the best version of myself if I don't know what everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their family like I do. And if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. So in his eyes, he's sacrificing a lot. And if he thinks Chris Middleton or Brook Lopez or whoever else they try to bring in is not doing what he's doing, then there's no point signing.
Even the front office.
And listen, they won a championship. Maybe he would have left if they didn't win a championship, right? So he got that, but he still...
And honestly, like, they were what? They were almost out that year.
Yeah.
With Brooklyn.
Because KD's foot was on the line.
Yeah.
He's also playing for a small market team. For a guy like that, it's usually rare. Does he fit the Milwaukee lifestyle? For sure. Same thing with Jokic in Denver. But I won't be surprised if he wants like New York or LA or Miami even. Right? Those are the big ones. Hey, you mentioned Toronto. He could be the king of Toronto, like Canada, essentially.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. You saw what Kawhi Leonard did for 1 year when you guys won the championship. And even if he didn't win the championship, it was still big that year. It
was massive.
Right? So, yeah, so that's something to look forward to. Let me just double check when he will be eligible. He's eligible next year as well.
But it looks like he's gonna play it out.
He's getting whatever money he gets. He's getting wherever he goes. He's getting
his money.
No matter what. He's like Milwaukee will be stupid not to give it to him.
Yeah, the thing is,
even if he's injured, like KD,
if Milwaukee pull off this past year, he's gone.
Yeah,
he's 100% gone.
And he's there's question marks. I know he kind of signed off on it, but is Adrian Griffin the guy? Right? It's a rookie head coach. It's still a lot to learn to do. Like I know Nick Nurse has done it. I know Steve Kerr had done it with a guy like that. But it is still a rookie head coach at the end of the day. So,
but no, like if you're getting 4-1 by the 8 seed,
now he was injured.
He gone. Yeah. He is gone.
The same team that almost took him out before too, right? So in the bubble. Last thing, an update on Bronny James. Let me just pull that up. I don't want to misread. Cardiac arrest likely caused by heart defect. Full recovery expected.
Yeah.
This was said by a spokesperson of the James family. That was obtained by ESPN. So, can and will be treated per the family spokesperson. Bronny is expected to make a full recovery and return to basketball in the very near future. Keep in mind, he committed to USC. This would have been his freshman year. He's been with LeBron. He was recently with LeBron and Drake at the Drake concert.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the U.S. And he was, according to USC's coach, Trojans head coach, Bronny was playing extremely well before the issue. Our top concern is his health, and which should be.
Yeah.
We're hopeful that he will be on the court at some point this season. 18-year-old is currently the 20th ranked player on ESPN 100 and was part of a strong USC recruiting class that also headlined by number one overall prospect Isaiah Collier. So that's good news for sure.
Yeah, it's great news.
You see him like walking around chilling, so it's a good. They know what the cause was and it could be treated. So first and foremost, make sure he's healthy, and then hopefully his career continues. At the end of the day, it's his dream, and
if he wants it, like he could choose to go back to basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get into some quick fire topics here. The rest will be a little bit quick now. Off the bat, MLB, Steven Strasburg is leaning towards retirement.
Yeah, he's ever since 2019 when they won Nationals 1, he's been injury prone, couldn't really get back onto the mound. So that's obviously the main cause of it. did win MVP in that series as well.
I remember, like, this is like, you know how much of baseball I watched as a kid, that he was like that number one prospect, like how Victor Wembanyama was, or LeBron was, or Trevor Lawrence was. Like, he was that guy, like, for a while. And then, I saw Washington get him, and he was killing it early career. Obviously, I'm sure he had Tommy John surgery for sure.
Yeah.
And it's dwindling down, but I remember seeing him that once upon a time prospect that we probably haven't seen in a while. Like, Shohei Ohtani wasn't drafted, so that's a different situation.
Yeah, so, but this is draft,
Yeah. If he does retire, great career, won the chip, got MVPs, should be a Hall of Famer in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now baseball does shit differently, so I don't know.
We don't know how baseball does it, right?
Yeah. Everyone, in a way, like McGillney has him in it, and we don't know why. So moving on, unless you have something else to say about baseball related.
No, there's nothing else.
We're not gonna recap. We're gonna probably do that next week or sometime this week.
Yeah.
Just because, and we're also annoyed, but that's all I get to know. NHL.
We're annoyed
about the Blue Jays, not at you guys or anything like that.
Yeah, we're annoyed because Blue Jays lost.
Yeah. Again. NHL, Oilers re-signed Evan Bouchard to a 2-year bridge deal with $3.9 million. And
another bridge deal.
Yeah, not a surprise. We mentioned what Austin Matthews did. We mentioned what PD might do last time. So if you guys haven't, check that out. Same thing here. Cap is supposed to go up. A lot of people sign 1-year deals, 2-year deals, and cap hell as well. Like, I'm not surprised Edmonton did a bridge because they did it with. They already extended Darnell Nurse to an expensive long-term contract. They need to extend McDavid and Draisaitl. Draisaitl's due before McDavid, by the way. And this, their other RNH had a 5-year extension at $5 million. Pretty cheap contract, but for today's NHL.
You signed Jack Campbell. You have Zach Hyman signed as well.
Yeah, so you have some bad contracts on the book as well. So it's not surprising. But even Evan Bouchard, he's their number one offensive defenseman, I guess you could say, because and their power play specialist. So we'll see how it goes from there. They also obviously have Matthias Ekholm as well.
Yeah,
as well. So that's the Evan Bouchard thing. I don't think I'll double check before we close off if you have any big news that popped up. Quickfire. Continuing on with boxing. Off the bat, Alexander Usyk won 9th round TKO or KO. I didn't get the chance to watch the fight, so I have to look back at it still, over Daniel Dubois. But there was massive controversy.
Where a knockdown for Dubois, like Dubois knocking down Usyk was called as a low blow shot.
But replays showed that it was on the belt line. Now, I don't know how high or low or whatever the case may be.
How low the belt line was.
Yeah.
So like basically how low his shorts were.
Usyk is adamant that it was his balls, as he said it. He's like, he got a whole lot of balls.
Okay.
But Dubois obviously says he feels cheated. No surprise. Now we got to hear Tyson Fury make some bullshit shit up on the spot now. We still, at the end of the day, it's still Usyk versus Fury has to happen.
Usyk versus Fury, yeah.
Do a rematch of this. I feel like Usyk will still win. I don't think he was the reason why he probably stayed down for people are saying he was knocked out because he didn't get up, right?
Yeah.
But the ref, obviously, if the ref was like, no, it's not a low blow.
Yeah.
The way he reacted as well,
yeah,
felt like he has to be a great actor, or he genuinely got hit there. Now I don't know how that
you'll never know.
Rules are.
You never know, right?
Yeah. Right. So obviously the ref was probably seeing his either acting or quote unquote acting,
or actually saw
his angle that it was a low blow, that he called it a low blow. But I'm sure Usyk would have realized, okay, if he's not calling it, I have to get up now or I lose. So if in Dubois' eyes, to be fair to him, feels like he should be the champ.
Yeah.
So not maybe there's a rematch down the line because we already know what Fury's doing. So
Fury's doing everything except defending the belt.
You see, at least when McGregor fought Mayweather, it was on the professional record, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think it was for the belts, but I can't say for certain. But yeah. And we knew that was Mayweather's also last fight.
Yeah.
So, professional fight. But the thing, okay, so you're kind of intrigued. What is this Robert Helenius news that I'm going to bring up? Robert Helenius has returned an adverse analytical finding in the VADA, the drugs taken the day before his KO defeat to Anthony Joshua. Helenius was a late replacement for Dillian White, who did the same. So he pretty much did what Dillian White did right before the fight.
Okay.
So he cheated and still lost. Got KO'd. Now people are saying this KO is much deserved now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that's why I was like, I wanted to see a reaction. That's why I kept this one a secret from you.
Okay, so you must suck.
Yeah. Obviously we saw his knockout. Deontay Wilder was like, what the hell? And then we saw this. Maybe that's why it was hard for Joshua, but Joshua didn't look urgent himself. That's a whole different story. But yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to do a drug test right before the thing, but clearly they did the drug test and it was after, and he still got KO'd, which is crazy. Same thing as the opponent that was supposed to fight Joshua did. He did that.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's actually jokes.
Let's move on. Last topic of the day in soccer. Transfer deadline is this Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
So when this pod comes out, Wednesday night when we film, we'll probably have some live shit. Who knows? We might actually get breaking news because it is 8 hours in advance.
England time, right?
Fabrizio Romano does not sleep because he's still live on Kick.
Yeah, England and like European time in general.
Yeah, 8 hours ahead, and there are names. The names to watch out for. For Man United side of things, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about Man United really. Amrabat, Gravenberch, who's also linked to Liverpool. You got names like Mo Salah. Let's bring that up right now.
Yeah.
You already guess where he's gonna go. Well, not go, but like who's he linked to?
Barca.
No. This is like
Saudi.
Yeah. So
okay, yeah.
I think it's Al Ittihad. I'm not sure if that's the Gerard.
I don't think he's moving. I don't think he's going.
No. So here's the thing.
I don't think Liverpool are putting up for sale anyways.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no.
Because if Salah says I want to go, then they might have to, right?
Yeah.
So it's all on Salah. And hey, listen, Jurgen Klopp doesn't have a track record of saying the rightful truth thing because he said the same thing with Caicedo, and look what happened there. But he did say no, and he's not leaving. I believe that.
I believe that.
But money talks.
Yeah.
And both for the player and Liverpool, because look what the Colts are doing with Jonathan Taylor. They're willing to listen to trades. If they're offering 100 million transfer fee for Salah, who he deserves more in today's market, probably.
They'll think about it. They'll definitely think about it.
There was a post out like, if you're Salah, would you rather take 365K a week or 365K a day?
Okay.
So
that's insane.
And Mo Salah, at the end of the day, as much as I'm a United fan, but we try not to be biased, and I'm being real here. Mo Salah is one of the greatest Premier League players I've seen in my lifetime of watching the Premier League.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
He's up there for sure, and he's currently one of the best players, like top 5 players in the league still. At the end of the day, right? And it makes sense Saudi wants him because they are going after everybody. And let's see if it happens, because Romano and Ornstein did confirm that Al Ittihad has made an approach. Now the question is if Mo Salah wants to go, and there are reports saying Mo Salah wants to go, but they're not from them, so I'm not going to trust it.
Yeah, I think he will eventually go, but I don't think it's this year, or I don't think it's right now.
And if he does, then hey, Liverpool might be like, listen, we might get 100, 150 mil out of this, or whatever.
They'll listen.
But the thing is, they need to act fast, and who could they get to replace Salah? And you're not going to get someone. Maybe you might. Who knows?
Yeah,
that might be available out of nowhere. But
just get Mbappe.
Yeah, like that's the only guy I could think of on the top of my head that's gonna be available in the wing to help him.
Yeah.
There's that. Any reactions for you, soccer in general, not just the Premier League? I think you want to bring up one thing that you showed me yesterday.
Yesterday?
The highlight.
Oh,
that's talking around the world right now.
That pass by Lionel Messi.
Yes. Elaborate.
Okay. All right, so it was Lionel Messi's goal for Inter Miami MLS debut.
Yeah. I think he started off
he came off the bench. He scored, but this give and goal was probably the best give and goal I've seen in my life, because he did like I don't know what, I can't even explain the through ball. Like, it was genuinely like, how do you even explain
it? It was outside the foot through ball, which
inside the 18.
And if you look at the replays, so if you guys have no clue what we're talking about, type in Inter Miami or Messi MLS debut. Yeah, it will pop up. Like, there's no way you're not gonna miss it. I'll double check who they played, but it was like outside the foot. But even when you see the reaction of the player, he was like, "Oh shit!" Then he went. Like, if you look at the reaction of the player,
the player didn't even know he was in the ball.
Yeah,
that's so good at the through ball inside the 18 as well.
The player did a good cutback
pass to Messi, and Messi had empty net finish.
Yeah. And it was funny because during the Surrey Soccer League, I was getting questioned. Remember, they were asking me if Miami's gonna make the playoffs or win it all, And I said no because that's too much of a ground to make up when you look at the standings.
That's nothing for Messi right now.
Right now, yeah, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
But I won't be. It'll be tough to still make it. At the end of the day, you have to make up a lot of ground. And
they have some games in hand. I looked at standings. They have some games in hand. Yeah. And they're second last place right now because Toronto's last. Just won. Toronto's last place.
Oh yeah, learns this and he's beefing his coach now, Gary Dunfield. But yeah, that assist. I don't know if it was like that little in and out flick thing.
Yeah, it was like something like that.
Or he faked that and he just put it out like that. But yeah, it's definitely insane. Because in real time, when you're probably watching it live, because we watched the replay, but like when I was watching it in real time, that replay,
like, what the hell just happened?
It was just a pass that went through.
Like it looked like a normal pass.
But then when the commentator did perfect explanation, like, what did I just see? Like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And yeah, like that's the reason why.
Do you remember the LeBron pass on the Lakers where he did the inside outside?
Oh yeah, like where he was all looking that way and all four Lakers went up, and then I think it was Mozgov or whoever it was got a free dunk.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah,
but like this one was.
This is better because
I can't even say that because like no player backed off. He put it into that space.
He did put it in that space, but I'm saying it kind of reminds me of that.
But yeah, you're right.
Like how good the pass was.
Yeah, because like you were looking at comparing the pass. Yeah,
nobody expected that.
Yeah,
nobody expected Messi to play a pass in that 18 through ball style.
Yeah, who did they played New York? So. Yeah, so it's against New York Red Bulls.
Red Bulls.
Red Bulls. So then you guys see the highlight. That's all I gotta say.
You gotta watch this highlight.
Just watch the highlight. But yeah, that's the first reaction of the weekend. Second one, Newcastle. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, they can't be. You know Eddie Howe's record against Jurgen Klopp.
What?
Jurgen Klopp's the first manager to beat another manager in his 11 times, first 11 games, dating back to Bournemouth.
He hasn't drawn.
Huh?
He hasn't drawn.
All L's. All those 11 games were L's.
Yeah, like this one, I didn't care. Like I wasn't like, I'm a Man United fan. I want Liverpool to lose, but Newcastle's a good team, so I was hoping we're a draw anyways. Now FPL purposes is a little different, but we're not gonna get into that or personal FPL because we have cousin Jeevan, Liverpool fan. We were at his account part and he had the game on there. Darwin Nunez, like I said,
stepped up.
I personally don't think he was how people are making out to be a boss. I just trolled him because Jeevan's our cousin, so we got to troll, and they do the same thing.
And he made like there were
some misses.
Yeah, there were some, and all he had to do was hit on target, and he hit on target today twice.
Yeah, so
especially with Liverpool going 10 men as well.
Exactly, that's where there was like you're one of the best defensive teams who had one of the best goalies last year. Right? Yeah, De Gea won the Golden Boot or glove.
Pope was second clean sheets.
But Pope, so Pope was in my opinion.
Pope and Ramsdale were like
Pope was up there. Sven Botman. Like I don't know what you guys did. Like their best player. Their best defender was out. Virgil van Dijk got the red card.
Virgil van Dijk. Yeah.
Now I haven't looked back at the red card. People say it's soft,
and that's right?
I need to ask you another question about soccer in general, and this is more on the reffing side of things, but. Yeah, that's my first reaction. Like, what the hell did Newcastle do? Like, how do you choke that? Literally. Like, I was getting annoyed that I benched Nick Pope to the point where, like, okay, thank you, even though Emi Martinez didn't do shit for me either.
But as a team that has these expectations now, it's very disappointing. Yeah, that's all I have to say, right?
Like, there's a reason why I put them 5th place in our prediction.
Like, they're a top 4 team last year. This was your chance to beat Liverpool. You have everything in the bag, right?
Yeah.
It's like Arsenal having a trophy last year. Like, you had everything in the bag for this game. And you blew it.
Yeah. Off the bat, Arsenal.
Like, how do you let Nunez goal? Like, it was like breakaway goals.
I didn't see the highlights, so I have no clue.
It was like breakaway goals.
I didn't get the chance.
Like
the second goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard the first goal was sick, but yeah.
It was like a breakaway goal. Like, how do you let Nunez get in behind you?
Yeah. Other things that happened, Classic City. I'm not gonna go into every game here. I'm just trying to see anything that stood out.
United,
Arsenal, Fulham
tie.
Okay, we'll give her Classic United 3 to 5 minutes, but Arsenal, Fulham.
We'll keep it United short. United short.
Arsenal.
Disappointed.
Got their dropped points last year. They were like 5-6-0 before they dropped points.
United.
Huh? To United, yeah. And then this year. Similar to United, actually, we'll tie everyone together. We're down early.
They're disappointing.
Down early.
They won games,
Arsenal?
But they haven't been last year's Arsenal yet.
Yeah, then the question mark was defending, and it kind of showed this.
Yeah,
they were up a man. This was the opposite of Liverpool. They were up a man.
Yeah.
Similar to Newcastle, I guess.
Yeah.
They were up a man, and they caused the tie.
Yeah.
Like they were losing 1-0.
They weren't great against Crystal Palace. They weren't great against Nottingham Forest, and now they dropped points against Fulham.
Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah. We'll see.
They're them and United.
Yeah, well, okay, let's go to United because I have a game I want to talk about.
On-field performances haven't been great, United, but they somehow found a way to get.
They found a way to get 2 wins, but here's the thing: Shaw's injured, Varane got injured, Mount got injured, and our ownership. I think Man United in general, out of all of the top sports leagues in the world, are probably the worst run. For how yes, because you could argue the Yankees this year.
Yeah, no, they're very poorly run. That's
because there's no chance that we having gone Amrabat down and look at the depth of our team right now.
It's not good.
Now we're getting Cucurella most likely on loan, but we'll see what that is. Man United, yeah, the first 5 minutes horrendous.
Yeah.
After that, dominated. Like Bruno Fernandes showed why, and Kevin De Bruyne confirmed why he's better than he's after De Bruyne the best midfielder in the
attacking midfielder. Yeah,
midfielder in general, even in the league, general. One of the best in the world. As well, in my opinion, I think he's underrated because of his rat face. People say that he doesn't get the.
No, Bruno balled out.
But he showed he played with heart. He's the reason why he's the Man United captain, and he showed it. Yeah. Rashford did not have the greatest game, but performed well on the left.
He was involved in all 3 goals. He had a good game. He had a way better game.
But this isn't the prime. This is the Rashford.
It was good. It was great as Rashford last year, but it was a very good game for Rashford, in my opinion.
Clearly, Martial needs to start.
He could be better.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But Martial. The thing with Martial is he doesn't have to be good.
Just start.
But just play striker.
Yeah.
Just be a striker.
We just need a striker. Man, put a defender striker. We need
Rashford. Anyone striker, just put Rashford on the left wing.
Yeah. Anthony, much better game.
I'll give him that, right?
Much better game.
He improved.
Joe was like, I'm going to high standards now.
Huh?
High standards.
There's high standards for sure, but
yeah, no, transfer
deadline. The thing with Anthony. Anthony always has a 1 game where he's good.
Yeah, keeping it short. Transfer, let's see, 5 days. Can you bring in Amrabat? Can you bring in Gravenberch? Can you bring in a striker? I need a striker, and I know a left back is needed, but I want to give Alvaro Fernandez a chance. Malacia is injured. That's why we're going after these names. Do not bring in Ryan Bertrand. I'd rather get Alvaro Fernandez. I'm fine with Cucurella. Marcus Alonso's a question mark, but I'm fine with Cucurella for loan. But hopefully Luke Shaw's back. End of United talk there. Oh, well, no, I have to mention this. Andre Onana, race car driver.
Oh, my. This guy, he may have been pretty solid for us so far, but...
Passing wasn't everything, but that was kind of a bad goal.
Definitely been a meme so far as well.
The game I wanted to bring up, for me, game of the performance even of the week, game of the week. And we're going to stick with the Premier League because that's what we watch. I know Barcelona had a crazy game today.
4-3 against Villarreal.
Was West Ham versus Brighton.
Oh, West Ham put on a clinic, man.
And James Ward-Prowse off the beginning gets his debut goal. And I swear to God, and I agree 100% with Mark Goldbridge with this, if Calvin Phillips makes the squad and James Maddison or a guy like James Ward-Prowse does not make it, and I'm going to say Harry Maguire, but we know Harry Maguire is going to get selected after playing 0 minutes, gets selected over a guy like Tomori or whoever, it's gonna this is the reason why I don't like England isn't because the England has all that Dallas Cowboys, Toronto Maple Leaf hype. Don't get me wrong, I still don't mind supporting England. Gareth Southgate makes me hate England. That's the reason terrible. Why. And James Ward-Prowse debut, great game. Your boy Mikel Antonio, who you're kind of pissed off now.
Bro, I keep him on the bench.
He's kind of reviving himself a little bit. Brighton, on the other hand, they were not clinical at all. They dominated that game. Even when it was 1-0, they had the chances.
Brighton were
they were there. Evan Ferguson had chances. Matoma didn't have the greatest game either. But West Ham, putting them that low in relegation zone is definitely not looking great right now. And still early overreactions. But yeah, they're top of the league, I think, right now.
Top of the league. I think I'm going to double check that, but I think that win puts them. And
the way they City is
the way they won as well.
Isn't City 3-0?
Huh? I'm about to double check everything.
Yeah.
But table. Yeah, so City 3-0. Yeah. Because City won.
Because this was before they played.
So this was before City played.
Yeah.
But yeah, West Ham second, Tottenham's third.
And that's another thing. People are saying maybe they're playing much better without Harry Kane because they don't have to focus on Harry Kane too much.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Harry Kane's killing it in Bundesliga.
And Andrew's also Andrew's been a good coach for so far. Yeah,
we know that from the United game.
Yeah, destroyed Man United.
But this is the last reaction. Last thing, we're gonna close it off on this. I don't think I see any transfer. I'll double check. But the refereeing decisions.
Quickly before you go on that.
Yeah.
Chelsea Raheem Sterling is putting out a good game.
He's kind of going back into like late Liverpool, early City mode again.
And then Nicholas Jackson got his first goal as well.
Yeah.
I mean, although they did beat Luton Town, but after a loss, it's a good performance.
Yeah. But no, the thing I want to talk about right now quickly, because don't know what the refereeing decisions are with the yellow cards, the red cards. And I'm not complaining on the United side of things. I'm just saying like in
general,
neutral, right? Because people consider like I agree that red card yesterday was not a red card for United, but I agree that was a penalty because you gave that Liverpool one versus Zobele a penalty. I think I got that right. I don't know.
Sujabale.
That was Hungarian a penalty. Then the Rashford one was a penalty. Then you look at some other things. I didn't. Do you see the Virgil van Dijk red card yet? Or no?
I did not see that.
I didn't see it, but apparently it was soft, right?
McAllister's was soft.
McAllister's was soft, and you can't. Then same thing with Tomiyasu, right?
Tomiyasu.
And there's decisions with that. You get the time wasting yellow cards. It's easy. You're getting in the first half. I'm fine with it, but then when you see
it's inconsistent.
But when you see 11 extra minutes in that United game compared to like other games that are probably equal.
Yeah, I think Arsenal had like that too, the same amount.
They had like 20 minutes, but I don't know how because they had other shit going on. I didn't watch it, but they had a 20. They literally played extra time.
They literally played first half extra time.
No, both.
They played full?
120.
They went to 120.
Yeah.
No way.
I will double check if I'm not mistaken here, but United went to 115. It was or 113. Yeah, no. It was supposed to be 111.
No.
So it was 11 minutes added, and it was 13 added.
It's 105.
Yeah, sorry. 11 was added, and then 13 was.
So Arsenal did not go to. The Arsenal went to 110 then. They didn't go to 120.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid. I was thinking 100 minutes. I was thinking 100 minutes. That's why. But yeah. But it's still a lot. 20 minutes at a time. Like something must have happened. Like some Christian Eriksen shit must have happened. Essentially. But I don't know if that's what happened. But like I
don't think an injury happened.
Because it's not Goldbridge.
I don't think that type of injury.
I trust Goldbridge because he is somewhat neutral because he did say like I'm saying the same thing. Darwin Nunez will have a bounce back year. And but he did say like how come Liverpool only got 6 minutes? That should have been 10 or whatever the case may be.
At this rate, like it's World Cup, right? You expect everything to be 7 minutes
there was
plus.
Talks about this, and you kind of brought it up yesterday when we were just talking while the United game was on. Do we bring like the stopwatch mode, where if the ball is out of bounds or if a ref stops play, like it's paused for that moment, and then you just play it and you end it at the 90?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing with that. Me personally, like I don't want to change too much of the game, right? Like I love watching soccer how it is. Because, of how it is.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to figure out a solution for this,
that has to be
that is the solution.
Because like it's nothing consistent. VAR is not doing much with certain things. I still hate the fact that if you're checking for a penalty, but it's not a penalty, but they won't get the free kick, or the double yellows that turn into a red, it's not double checked.
It's not reviewable. Yellow,
right. Yeah, I think I have to agree with you that that might be the best solution. It sounds stupid. It sounds like you're playing basketball or hockey. It sounds
stupid, right? It genuinely does. Like,
but I agree with it. If you want to be consistent with it.
If you think time wasting is a big issue and you want to be consistent with it, that's the only way to do it.
Because you're dropping yellow cards left, right, and center, and then playing 10, 11 minutes on top, and then you wonder why players get hurt.
Yeah, right? Like, okay, what's the goal? To play a full 90-minute game.
Yeah.
Right? And time wasting, obviously, you add all these minutes after. Ball goes out for a goal kick. Just stop the time.
I don't even think that's that much of a change. It's not like the change of VAR. That's massive. The change of playing your goalie out of the box but the thing is massive.
It's going to get rid of the yellow cards that they give after like 2 minutes.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So you don't get unnecessary stupid yellow cards either.
Yeah, like because Tomiyasu's first yellow card was a time-wasting thing. And it wasn't even his fault.
So guess what? Here's the thing. That reduces the yellow cards, which means players won't get suspended longer.
Yeah.
Like Bruno got 2 yellows.
90 minutes.
Like Bruno got 2 yellows now. Let's just say I think one of them was
once you get 5, you get suspended again.
Yeah, so maybe the 5 gets prolonged. Right? Nothing wrong with that.
Be thing is...
And then, if the player is still wasting time, even though the time is paused, and obviously...
Yeah, you could give it then.
You could give it then, because, the player shouldn't be chilling, waiting, looking around who's getting open. You still have to maybe give a certain ballpark, like a 5-second out-of-bounds basketball thing. But...
Okay, a little bit longer. Because
I'm just saying something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's like... If you want the proper solution, it is maybe 10 minutes in, players down, just pause the time. That's it. And then once they kick the ball in,
once ball's in play, start the time.
Even if that's 20 minutes long, we know the exact time.
But we know you're playing 90 minutes. I don't think
that's that big of a deal. That's bad of a thing because hockey, no matter what, you're playing 20-minute periods. Basketball, no matter what, you're playing 12-minute quarters. Football, no matter what, based on their rules, they're playing 15-minute quarters and how the
football's a running clock, right?
Yeah, it's a running clock, but they have rules for it.
So NFL,
but this one, they want to play 90. This is completely different. Like
it helps the players, right? Like the players, like all these added time, it takes a toll on them.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be complaining because now they're playing 90 minutes.
Like, I get it. Okay, the traditional factor is, it's part of the game. You want to waste time.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
You're going to have everybody complaining still.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, if you want to reduce the complaints, and I get it, it's part of the tradition to complain about football. We know that. Like, we have cousins that hate Man United because they were dominant. We hate current version of Man City because they're dominant, right? Same thing with Barca Real. And it's part of the game. I get it. But then you're going to face scrutiny either way. Mike Dean literally came out and said, I defended Anthony Taylor on last year's hair pull play. I think it was between Liverpool and Newcastle. Sorry, Chelsea and Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or whoever it was. It involved Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think it was Cucurella as well.
Cucurella, yeah.
So he literally admitted that he didn't send. He wanted to like sympathize him or whatever the word was. Why? You have VAR for a reason.
Yeah, right.
So that's like the thing that I think I agree with you. The time wasting solution, that might be it. It might sound stupid to people. Oh my God, it's not a running clock, but you're adding time to the running clock anyways. It's not like it's a running clock at 90. You're still giving the referee the power or the fourth ref the power to extend the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes this, especially now, it has been mind-boggling. It makes sense. The World Cup shows that it is correct. That that much time needs to be added, but then it's just inconsistent in the league now, where it's like certain games are 6 minutes, when certain games are like 20 minutes. Or
like what you expect, like it's not like there could be things like some games do waste time less, right? But like when you're watching the game, you're like I expect to see.
Like how long does a sub really take?
Yeah, but like I'm saying, I expect to see maybe 6 minutes at a time.
Like if it's a 0-0,
like United game, United Forest, we were watching that game because that's the game we watched.
Yeah.
I expected probably 7.
Yeah.
6, 7 around there. We got 11.
Oh yeah, Forest this weekend.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Like you would agree, right? Yeah. Probably 6, probably makes sense, whatever. Especially of how they're doing it.
Ten Hag made the point of like Nottingham was wasting time when they were winning.
Yeah, that's true.
We had to come back and win that. So it's on them of why they why is it our fault? Like we were playing with urgency. Now, on the flip side, we all know the opposite would have happened still.
The opposite would have happened too, yeah.
But if you want a perfect solution, there's probably none, but this might be the most realistic one.
Yeah.
Just the pause.
If you deem this to be that big of issue where you're yellow carding after every 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then are you really gonna red card them off that?
Yeah,
like if you give one in like 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
give him a second yellow?
Yeah, it's like the pitch clock in the playoffs potential argument that people are having. It's literally the same thing. Like, do you really want to send someone off because they wasted time?
Yeah.
Usually it's like a clear foul or a clear handball that is already that you shouldn't be doing. Then that makes sense. But yeah, that's like ultimate reaction I'm seeing everywhere in general. VAR in general checks like the penalties of United or Liverpool or Arsenal, whoever had it, right? But yeah, it is what it is. Comment what you guys' thoughts below are. But that's pretty much it from us. Sick pod. I think I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of
over under
was fun. We're trying to make it a little bit entertaining for you guys. Make sure you guys check that all out. Long podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow for more content like this, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.